Look at all the space I'm creating, everybody! Bad monkey! Bad monkey!
Oh, you got baited so hard! I don't think I can handle any more of this bot gameplay.
Spylo.
So we're gonna get started today. We're gonna try something a little different. I'm not only standing for at least a period of time, which means, so here's the fun part. So I have to plug my earbuds into the speakers directly, not the tower, right? The danger with that is that for whatever reason, whenever I do that, I have major issues with volume. So it gets like really loud. I have to be really cautious. I have to turn my speakers to my computer volume to 10. And I've definitely partially deafened myself probably half a dozen times because I've not quite paid attention to that setting. And yeah, so hello ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be getting some coaching done today. I have a little bit something different as well, not just with the stupid standing desk because nobody gives a rip about that, but also I want to try a video today that I've been thinking of for a while. Oh, also, sorry, the phone, just for chat. Sorry, I forgot, to be honest, thank you. I want to try doing a settings video. So this is something that, honestly, I'm really not fully qualified to do. So we're definitely going to be using some outside, external, extracurricular assistance because I would like to just do a one-size-fits-all. These are the settings that you need to at least consider, and then the reasons why. I don't know if that video has been done. I don't think it's been done. It's certainly not been done maybe as well as I would hope it's been done. So I'd like to figure out why you have ash scope sensitivity, what's the best Mercy GA setting, aim recoil with Batiste. I would like to go through at least a couple of those things and maybe research it. Even if we don't do the video today, I would like to get some opinions so that then we can try and do the video at some other time. I have my notebook right here with my pen. We're gonna be able to look it over. And the cats are freaking out because it's lunchtime, shockingly. We're good to see everybody. Tim Testable. Hello, Nerd. Hello, Neo. Hello, Chipland Poggers. Yeah, that's definitely a guilty pleasure for me. That genre of music, that I don't know what it's called, 32-bit or I'm horrible at that kind of stuff. Is so. It's I don't like a lot of those songs, but the ones that are really catchy are really catchy. Holy crap! What does debated even mean? I honestly don't know. Nobody knows. At this point, nobody knows where the "ja" part came from. My favorite Overwatch coach. Hey, it's going pretty good. Going pretty good. Honestly, it could be going a lot better, but it's nothing like coaching wise or Overwatch related wise. Just a lot of IRL stuff going on at the moment. Is Pepper opening a can of tuna? Basically. I like how you ignore me. Where cat? I mean, yeah. Listen. Oh, the pee poo poo. Yeah, that I've definitely ignored that message. Shockingly, who would have thought? Okay, let's get started today. We only have 2 coaching sessions today. We may or may not have a gameplay review at the end, but we're only going to have 2 in-depth coaching sessions. We're going to move on from there. So yeah. I don't really have much more to say, so I guess we just get started then. Shockingly, only 10 minutes late. And we're going to start with nobody else but Hooligan. I got a little treat for you guys coming up on YouTube this week, by the way. I was editing a video yesterday that I think you guys are going to enjoy. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, man?
Sorry we're a few minutes behind. How's it going? How are you doing?
All good. You can hear me okay? Not too loud?
I can hear you totally fine. Totally fine.
All right, perfect.
So you submitted 2 forms. Should I check both out in terms of information, or should I just focus on the later one, or which one would you recommend? Do you remember?
So just the later one is the more recent one. I just kind of sent you some, I guess, follow-up stuff on Discord as well.
Yeah, of course. Let me get Overwatch started up right here. So Sojourn and Reaper.
Yeah, so I primarily play them right now, and I know that's the
Is that a meta pursuit or just what you enjoy?
Well, right now I find them both extremely fun. I never really liked Reaper as much, I guess, but I've started playing him more. Cool. With the start of Overwatch 2, it's been great.
Cool. I mean, yeah, he's an odd one. It's really hard to get a read fully of how strong heroes are this early. I think as time develops, even quote unquote pro coaches like myself don't really get a good read of things because I'm looking at from Overwatch League, meta. But I can't really tell. Like all of a sudden, people are like, oh, there's no CC. This hero's actually not that bad. You know, it kind of feels like you need the thousands and tens of thousands of games to be played by every rank for folks to kind of figure out what's good. I also hear at the high ranks that people are playing Junkrat a lot, which is bizarre to me.
Been seeing him a lot. I mean, I'm, back down in gold or whatever because I haven't played since basically whenever double shield meta was. I kind of just quit the game. But came back, started seeing him on Junkrat too. But
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, Reaper, it's like I just find him so much more fun. I feel like he's very effective, especially in the ranks that I'm in, at least. It just causes total mayhem lots of the time. So
I feel like his ult is probably like a free fight win a lot of the time as well. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's look through your form. So, what got you interested in coaching? What do you hope to get out of the session?
Well, I've actually done coaching before, but I honestly don't know where I found the guy. And honestly, I feel like it was one of those not like Fiverr things, but it was definitely one of those kind of sketchy things. But yeah, I did that, and it was all right. But now I mean, I was like way more try hard and serious about the most competitive. I back when NYXL was doing a lot of stuff back around the city, it was like did a tourney there where Slasher was like, he was like a host or something. It was pretty cool. That was like the most I've ever done. Yeah, it was a while ago, but it's just now I have limited time, so it's more just wanting to play for fun, but just also trying to make the most out of my game time and make it so that I learn, but also when I actually, the reason why I want to rank up too is just the comms are just way better. And, I peaked at low masters in Overwatch 1, but very briefly, I mainly averaged around like diamond. But yeah, it's just kind of getting back into the groove of things now. I feel like, I watched a lot of your videos actually. So I found you through competitive Overwatch, the subreddit there, and because I followed them for a while, but yeah, and I just saw, I think it was the first video I saw was your breakdown on the, Kiriko dive or something like that. And yeah. Cool. And I was like, wow, this is some great stuff. So I started watching your other stuff. Yeah. And, with playing Sojourn more, I was like, let me watch the analysis of the finals and, the whole Edison E stuff. Like, every time you press E, it's just like, shit, was this a good place to use E? And honestly, I looked at some of the stuff in this replay and definitely not. It just was a game where in the second half of the match, it just, I don't know, just all things went out the window, it felt like. And I felt like this was the best thing to showcase to you, at least to learn the most out of it, even though it's extremely embarrassing, some of the things I probably do.
Well, I mean, it takes guts to do that sometimes, to be honest with you. So this is really where I'm at. This is, but I want to get better. So this is just what I need to get. This is what I need, right? But yeah, absolutely, man. That's crazy. Like the Nixel days and Slasher, and I remember I was honestly a New York fan. I wasn't a huge Overwatch League. I didn't really have a team, but I did watch a lot of Overwatch League, and I was a flex support player, and so I loved Jonak, obviously. So Jonak
and Pine, back in the day, seeing pop off at Bourbon. I'm like, I just defaulted to Nixel because they're the home city is 15 minutes from me, so it's just and then apparently they fell down the drain in the past couple of seasons. But I haven't
a lot of orgs
really been following up.
Yeah, a lot of orgs. It's kind of a sad fall, but there's still a lot of cool memories, and obviously I 100% understand where you're coming from, where it's I don't really have time to be a pro. I don't really have the desire to be a pro, but I would like to improve the quality of play. And the dirty little secret, I don't know how. I mean, you said you've been masters before.
Yeah, but it was I forgot. It was. I think honestly, it was during moth meta and stuff where I was just you know what? Let me just play Mercy for a while, whatever. Yeah.
Fair enough. I don't know if your experience was the same as me, but when I climbed through Masters and GM, it was after moth meta. But I just found the quality of games to be better.
Yeah,
so
for
there's a
sure.
little bit of selfish desire about like that's like I said, the dirty little secrets that the high rank games are more fun. Like everybody
Yeah.
just gets so much less upset. I mean, there's definitely people getting upset and tilted and stuff like that, but like
Mhm.
I don't know. It's like yeah. Anyway, all right. So like looking at the actual answer, bad habits you need to fix. What do you hope you got out of the session, and how to bring the most value to my team even when their picks aren't optimal. Okay, perfect. So that sounds good. So let's take a quick look at your goals here. So long term, get into masters again. Short term, get out of metal ranks. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, those kind of seem very similar. I guess diamond isn't technically a metal, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, I hear
You
you.
know,
I hear you.
maybe I'm a little washed up now, whatever, but
Sure.
like it's just like yeah, I just really want to have better games, honestly.
Yeah.
I have so much fun with this when games go so well, even if it's like a loss, honestly, as long
Yeah.
as like it's really close, both teams are like going at like I
Yeah.
just have a great time.
Yeah.
So
Well, I want to actually ask something really, really fast. So,
Mhm.
what classifies to you a bad game? That's an important question.
Yeah, so I feel like it's when I have zero idea of like what I could do, whether it's like my own gameplay wise, am I like I just feel like I lose sense
Mm-hmm.
of was it my positioning? Was it like just bad timing? Was it just
Mm.
purely unlucky? But then also too like in the second half of this was it Paradiso the map
Mm-hmm.
they had a tour pick and it was just like I, I just made a lot of messy mistakes and
Got it.
yeah, it just didn't like
Okay.
I felt like it would be a much closer game where we'd be able to at least take first point, but on our turn to attack, but
Yeah.
yeah, it just it was just a mess. Yeah.
Well, that should be kind of the goal, is like to attack those low hanging fruit where it's like those games where you really truly don't know what to do at all.
Mhm.
Those I can definitely see that being the problem.
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
reason why I asked is because, especially as somebody who has been masters before, a lot of those frustrating games can be more teammate centered.
Mhm.
And I want to make
Yeah,
sure
and
that if you have to be really
I
careful about that,
yeah, and I don't want to always blame my teammates for stuff. Obviously there's things that I could always be doing better, but I
Mhm.
guess I just don't know what I don't know because
Sure.
like I, obviously watch educational videos, watch streams every now and then, and I, the one video you did recently about I forget if it was a whole video, I might maybe caught a segment of it, but it was like just making sure even if you play like an hour a day, that's better than just inconsistently
Yeah.
playing like, and I just it just resonated a lot with me, I guess.
Yeah.
And the fact too, just each game, like, what are you trying to focus on? You try to focus on one thing to get better at. And I
Mhm.
feel like recently in my games, I've been trying to do more of, I guess, some more riskier plays just to kind of get
Mm.
myself uncomfortable, get the heart beating. And I mean, some of them end up being stupid, but
That's okay.
yeah, I feel like I kind of took that to heart, and I've been just kind of just trying to get better at that.
Well, good,
And
good.
yeah.
Even if you're feeding, like at least you're kind of like building the mental to kind of be able to do that.
Mhm,
And then if we can do that constructively, then you're gonna have a great time. So,
mhm.
okay, so those are your goals: getting out of quote unquote metal ranks. So let's look at the typical training week. Now, has that changed since this form has been filled out?
Yeah, I mean, I probably filled this out when I definitely had less time to put into the
Right.
game,
This
but
is about a week and a half
honestly,
ago.
yeah, and I feel like I kind of got myself in the groove, and as weird as this sounds, I usually go lift like Monday, Wednesday, Friday at the crack of dawn, basically at 5, and then like when I get back showered, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna play some comp before I actually get my workday started, and
Okay.
I don't know, it just works for me. But I've been kind of doing that more often.
All right.
But
So
yeah,
tell me what you've been doing, like as of like on a week to week basis. Like what is the average day? You kind of told me there, but like really fill me in, like the daily
yeah,
basis.
yeah.
How's it go?
I mean, yeah, it's definitely at least 3 times a week, and for the past 2 weeks, I've been actually getting like at least 1 to 2 hours on those days I do play. Even if it's not like a giant, like a 1 to 2 hour stretch,
Yeah.
it'll total up to that point. I
Is
usually
that usually like
stop.
4 or 5 games?
Yeah, something like that, I'd say. Yeah,
Okay. This is 3 times a week.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Keep going. Sorry.
Uh, and yeah, 3 to 4 times a week. And yeah, I definitely notice if I feel like it's like weird how much anxiety I guess plays into just also performing very well because if I notice myself like I don't know why my heart rate gets like crazy sometimes after like some intense matches and it's like, oh, I need to take a quick break, settle down for a little before I get into the next thing. And I found that has really helped. And also the biggest change for me for sure was like from Overwatch 1 to Overwatch 2, like not saying I don't care about my rank, I do, but just like not being like, I would just get so tilted off of like some of the most silly things before, and it just doesn't make sense to me anymore. It's just so silly that I would get mad at that stuff.
Good. We'll keep it there. So I think 3 or 4 times a week, 4 or 5 games, it is going to be tough for you to get to Diamond or Masters, but I think we can do a couple of things. We can at the very least progress you in a direction. Maybe we get you to Plat, maybe. But I think more importantly, if nothing else, like you said, that the real thing that you would like to get out of a medal rank for sure. But the main thing is that let's at least fill you in on some of the goals that you can be setting so those bad games happen less often because you have an idea of kind of like what I need to be accomplishing with the hero. So maybe you're not killing it, crushing it, 5,000 SR higher, but at least feel like you have more ownership of what needs to happen. And so hopefully we can make you just enjoy the game more. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
That would be great. So, I mean, you're definitely on the lower end of the spectrum in terms of playing and consistency, but like you said, not everybody has the time or capability to do that. Where, if you did have the time, how you would need to spend it in terms of the consistency, maybe adding to 4 or 5 days a week or something like that. But if that's where you're at right now, I'll meet you there and we'll see what we can do with what we're working with, right?
Yeah. And I guess with that as well, I feel kind of bad saying this, but I don't even bother with like warm up really that much. I mean, maybe I'll do some deathmatch or whatever, but like for the most part, I just go straight into comp.
Well, the working man's ranked warm up should be you click the queue and you jump into either. Are you familiar with VAXTA? Have you seen my talk on aim training yet?
No, I don't think so. Actually, I'll have to check that out.
Let me type you up 2 codes that I would recommend trying out. This one I'm familiar with, and it's pretty straightforward. There's different movement speed, things that you can adjust with you can shoot with on the wall. Very, very straightforward, pretty easy. And I think it's probably a pretty decent warm-up code. Tryhard FFA, you probably have heard of this one as well. That one is good to use as well. This is a new one that got introduced to me actually in the comment section of one of my videos, and it's ZHTD8. And I don't understand fully this one, how to use it. To be perfectly honest with you, I haven't toyed with it. But my initial impression was, oh, this is kind of interesting. This feels like Overwatch, like really like, but more so than VAXTA actually. But I haven't tested enough to know where I place it on the hierarchy. And for those in chat that are following along, I'll actually post it in chat as well. But those are 3 codes that you can do legitimately while you're in queue, even if it's just a couple of minutes. Okay.
Yeah, it's rough being 30 now.
That's
like
all right.
When the game came out, I had so much more free time, but
but you're so much more than the game. You know what I'm saying? You got all these high schoolers and collegiate guys, and that's all they are is an Overwatch athlete. I had this talk yesterday with at Stevens College, an all-female college, and we were talking about like how like that's not a good thing, right? You want to be more than that, and as you get older, it's like Overwatch is a hobby. You can be skilled at it, but there's so much more to life. Okay.
No, yeah, that's for sure.
Let's finish out this form really fast here. Okay, so the last thing really is what do you feel is holding you back? We've touched on these already, but you said mechanical inconsistencies. What do you mean by mechanical inconsistency? I mean, it's pretty straightforward, but
I guess it's just because I don't play as consistent, like, on a routine per se, but I'll just honestly notice myself getting really potato aim after like a couple games sometimes, and it's just like, oh, this is not good. I'm gonna just take the rest of the day off or something. But there are times though where I'm feeling really on point, really crispy and everything, and it's just I feel like maybe more so I think my issue is like tunnel visioning a lot.
What do you mean tunnel visioning?
And especially in like really hectic fights, I there's other things to be going out for, and I'll just go straight for like I'll chase the Mercy or whatever, and instead of, let's say, I don't know, going after another DPS or whatever that's way closer and could be
Right.
more danger to the fight.
Right.
Yeah, I guess like things like that, and I definitely have some like goofs in the sense of like with the TP for Reaper. I definitely misplaced some of that. And I feel like that's just playing more. I'll get the hang of it better.
It's not always super intuitive either with like Reaper TP. We'll talk about
that. Yeah, and also too, I feel like I've gotten better at ult usage, but I definitely do struggle with it. And I was trying to keep in mind like the timing sense of ult, death blossoming in the first half of the game.
Yep.
And I don't think I executed as well at times, but that's kind of what my intent was, at least to try and time it out better. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, mechanical inconsistencies are going to happen. That's just the nature of human beings, is being inconsistent mechanically. I mean, I've watched Sparker POV from London Spitfire, and in scrims he would be, and you're gonna have to take my word for it, but dominating ons on the Widowmaker. One of the greatest in the history of Overwatch League in some blocks, and then some blocks just getting absolutely dominated back. And then what will happen is ons, the better players, because they play more, they generally are going to have fewer gutters, right? Like ons in general was a better Widowmaker than Sparker, obviously. And what you'll notice is that the more you play, the more consistently you play, the more often you play, those inconsistencies are going to remain, but they might shrink in volume.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
I don't play very much anymore, but somewhere in my brain, I still have the mechanics of a GM player. But it just chooses to hide for like 99.9% of the time. And then occasionally I'll hit a phenomenal sleep dart that's like looks impossible, but then that it'll go away for another half a dozen games. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the nature of like where you're at in terms of training, and that's just the nature of the human brain, the human body. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. Consistency with training will help with some of the inconsistency, but we'll never really fully remove it. Game sense. Now, explain to me by game sense. You said tunneling, but I would define those two as different. So what do you mean game sense?
I guess, I mean, I've been more cognizant of it more recently, just watching more videos and actually having more of a deliberate focus on being more aware of it, I guess. But it's like not knowing at the time, in the heat of the moment or whatever, to not panic all sometimes. Like I still mess up with that every now and then, or holding on to an ult too long. Like it's like, I guess, like doubting myself. I should definitely go for this, but I don't, or something. Things like that. I guess.
Yeah. Okay. When you say that, like, this is a little bit of a segue, but when you say, watching a video and like trying to improve your game sense by learning more about the game, now it's a bit ironic because that's how you found me in the first place. But when are you doing this? Are these times that you couldn't be otherwise playing, or what do you like? You kind of see what I'm insinuating, right?
Yeah. So I a lot of the times I have been watching videos. Actually, it's I'll take a break from playing comp or whatever. Let's say I had like really 2 bad losses in a row, and it's either go work out for a little, or I'll sit down and watch a video or something, and I'll try to focus on this is actually something I could have applied in my game just now or whatever, and I'll try to reflect on it that way. I guess.
Okay. Especially after this review, when you'll actually have something to work on that you won't need additional information, I want you to be very careful how you use that time. I'm much more of a fan of the outside stretch your legs, walk away from the computer entirely as your mental reset. And you're at a point in time, hopefully, where we get you some information and you're not going to need any more. You need to develop skills, not information at this point in time. And then if there are times where, you're taking too long to watch a video, you should already have been in queue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So especially with your limited amount of time, let's make sure that we're using that time as efficiently as you can.
For sure.
That's pretty much all I see from your forum that really stands out for me. Is there anything you want to discuss, or any other questions that we missed, or anything else?
I mean, I guess for additional context, I wasn't really a DPS player in Overwatch 1. I mean, I would play DPS every now and then, but primarily it was like D.Va and Zen. And I guess it's also just the getting into that DPS mindset took a bit of time, but I feel like the 5v5 has been very beneficial for me. I don't know. It just seemed like it clicks a lot more for me than it ever did before for some reason.
There's fewer things going on for sure.
Yeah, and yeah.
Okay. Let's take a look then. So let me get streaming on Discord, and we'll get started.
It should be
Are you so?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I got you. Looks like some Reaper to start, and then some Sojourn on the attack. Let me actually update my command here, and then obviously, if you do have any questions at any point in time, just holler. We'll pause, and we will take a look. Let's see here. Gold Reaper Sojourn, correct?
Yes.
I'm so glad to be coaching gold players, to be honest with you. Even ex-master players. It's a nice variety. I've had too many masters Genji Sojourn VODs.
I thought you would have like way more the Sojourn for sure. Yeah. Because I know
Yeah. I mean everyone's still playing it now because she's not been touched, but
she's so fun though.
She is really fun. It's hard because she's so strong that I really feel like Blizzard could have easily gotten away with nerfing her a little bit, and people would still play a lot of her because she just she's such a fun hero. Okay, so let's talk about Reaper. So, what is Reaper good at? I made a video. I don't know if you saw this video on most misunderstood heroes in Overwatch 2, and he made the list.
Yes, if I recall correctly, he's not the tank buster in Overwatch 2, like just poking and, trying to get the Roadhog. Or it's going after the short range flanks and catching people off guard.
Yeah. I mean, you can bust tanks. You are one of the best DPS at busting tanks. However, that is oftentimes, especially in Overwatch 2, not the play. There are other things that you can do more with the hero. Okay. What else is a hero good at? Like, why are you playing, for example, a Reaper and not a Junkrat? Because Junkrat also is similar, right, in playstyle.
Yeah, well, I guess it's because I suck at projectile, I feel like.
Sure, okay, fair enough.
But I feel like the teleports are really, really great at catching people off guard, and I just have a lot of fun with it, I guess.
Sure, look at the comp. Is there anything that's like super interesting about their composition?
So the bit rate for Discord's a little low.
Shocking. Sorry about that.
No, all good.
Here, we'll do this.
Well, they have a tracer with a row. I don't know. It's just an interesting choice, I guess.
Sure. Are there any assassination targets or threats of assassination? Like I could theoretically kill that character if I catch them off guard.
Oh yeah, easily Zen.
Yeah. And that's kind of what you're looking for, right? Like that influences your playstyle because it might mean whether you want to be going for backline or whether you're going to mostly just play short front line off angle flanks. For example, you might play in this position here, and you might just kind of they're on a Moira Lucio comp, so I'm just gonna kind of shoot off angles, shoot, or it might be they're on Zen, they're on BAP. I'm gonna try and set up and try and assassinate those squishies, right? So it kind of depends on what you see. Okay, let's get started.
Okay.
So my only concern with your positioning here.
Okay.
This is something you got to be really careful about when you're running any sort of mobile hero. Okay, Tracer, Sombra, even Sojourn to an extent. What do you see about your team's positioning and your positioning that might theoretically be a problem here?
Well, the healers don't have a good line of sight on me. Yep.
Why don't they have? Who do they have a line of sight on? Where do they have a line of sight on?
More so on just our closer to the point our tank, right?
Yes. So it looks like Kiriko might be walking forward here, but I hope she does because your flank is set up to go around this spot here, right? But I'm not sure if that's where your team is going to be setting up to fight. Like if we even look at your symmetric turrets, she's playing more for here, and you're playing more ahead. That's what we have to be really, because I'm scared that you might try and assassinate, and then there's going to be just basically you, and you might not die, but you'll get your Wraith Force, and you won't be able to get assassinations. So let's see it.
Yeah,
you can see that. So they scout you early, and I don't think this flank was great from you. But I think it would have been a lot better if your team had been set up like up on top here, ready to spam on.
Oh, okay. Right? Just take more attention, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. So that's exactly it. And now you see how okay, did you die? No, but look at your positioning right now. Is this where your hero wants to be at this point in time?
Yeah.
Right?
No, definitely not.
This could have been, you could have been hiding up here and then dropping behind. Or you could have been hiding up here and dropping here and shooting. And then you can, at least that, you see like how there would have been distractions for the enemy team now? That's the major concern, like where you're setting up. This is cool. I like this a lot. Get out to safety. Get out to safety. Yeah. So obviously you need to make sure. It's hard though. It's not always as easy as it is with a hero like Genji, because you can wall climb up and you're all set. But for you, it's like you got to immediately have like a plan of escape, a little bit like the old Doomfist. Like I'm in, I'm out, I'm in, I'm out, I'm in, I'm out, I'm in, I'm out. Because what you did here is you did a lot, right? You almost got the kill. You did a great job. You did a good job using cover. You chose the right targets. Perfect job. But if you die for it, it's not going to be worth much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
I definitely overestimated how the distance I was, I guess, away from the healers.
Right, but even if your team could heal you, you wouldn't want to be here, right? This is no good, because no amount of healing will keep you alive in this position.
Yeah, okay.
So it's about where would you go afterwards. I actually wonder if going up to here and then TPing out would have been safer, giving you more time.
Okay.
So that's kind of like what you want to be like. When you go for this right here, obviously it's a little early. You don't quite have your Wraith yet, but then your mindset needs to be, okay, I'm shooting. I'm going to Wraith back this direction. Okay, that doesn't happen. I keep going because he's 1 HP. I get booped in here. Oh no, my Wraith is forced. You, like right now, has to be like an immediate decision about where you're going.
Yeah, and I definitely I recall too. I was like panicking. Oh crap! Like
yeah, it's hard. It's hard because this is, you were gonna think about wraithing this way, but now that's no longer viable. So you have to make an adjustment. I don't think you do make an adjustment, right? But it's spooky. It's real spooky. A better team there will just walk on you. That Junkrat will walk on top of you and be like, haha, what are you gonna do about it? You know? Alrighty. You healed up. Getting set up. And you tell me, where's your team set up to fight? Where's your team set up to fight?
Yeah, using
a line. Where?
In between the Orisa and the Zen, like that diagonal.
Right here, exactly. This is where you're set up to fight. So then you need to make sure that when and where you go is keeping that in mind.
Okay.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know this map as well yet. I guess I thought there was a opening to the right.
I mean, it would make sense for you to be able to like wrap through here, right? But you don't. So probably just reset back up top, or through there, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
There it is.
Oh, this was risky. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little risky. This is just where you just always have to be attentive to what your tank is doing, to what your team is doing. If your team isn't walking here, and they're not, just be careful.
Okay.
You see? So we need you to be molding to the flow of exactly what your team is doing. When they're up, you're up. When they're back, you're back. You're not necessarily on top of them, but you're setting up your flanks and your angles around where they want to fight and where they're setting up. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes the practice. And it's hard. It's really hard. That's where like you're gonna need to be before fight starts, before an engagement starts. Take a quick look behind you and be like, what the heck is going on with Farah's arms? First off, but then also like where is the team set up, and then making a decision around that. Because like right here, you had an opportunity right here. There's the kill on the Zen. You go for the TP.
A dark step.
At that point in time, your team has turned around. You need to know that. You need to kind of be aware
Gotcha.
that as you
Yeah.
go. Now it's too late because you're in the middle of a firefight. You don't have time to turn around. You need to be shooting stuff, right? But now, before that happened, you had time. Okay. Kind of funny. Not the first target you think to push, but hey, I don't mind it. Holy crap, dude. That shot was nuts. I thought for sure you were going to one-shot her. Look at this flick on the blink.
I played a little bit of Tracer, so I don't know. I guess that maybe helped a little bit.
Oh my gosh, I thought for sure she was dead. Wow. But you might still kill it. Nice, dude. Nice. Again, not the first thing you'd think, but hey, you know what? Your hero's really flipping strong in close range. So, nice job.
So did Tracer get a stealth buff, by the way?
No,
with
no,
her. No. Okay.
Fake news.
Okay,
It's been like that.
Okay,
From what I know, it's been like that. I don't think she's got a stealth buff. It's just people being a little slow, and by people I mean Overwatch League players. Okay, now if I'm going to tell you if this flank is well placed and well timed, how would you tell me whether it's true or not? What would you need to know?
Well, I guess the Junkrat's not even looking at me.
Right. Why is he not looking at you? What's happening behind you right now?
Oh,
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Do you know? Now, right now, your wrist is dead, so it's a little tricky, isn't it? Oh, shoot, your wrist is really messed up. Okay, she messed up. So if you turn around right as you go in here, just a quick 180 check, you will see some of your team pushing with you, some of your team pushing back. So I think there is a fight going on. So I think this flank is probably good. But you just need to be careful that, okay, some of my team is distracted right now. So I just got to be careful. So right here, good. Nice. And then where would I flank to if I needed to? Where would I right here if I needed to?
To the right.
Right. So this works. Let's look. Why? There's an engagement. You see this? They're pushing. They're not thinking about you. They're pushing. Your team is fighting, right? So this ends up being rather well placed and well timed. But I don't want that to be a lucky thing. I want that to be this poor Tracer.
I wasn't even planning on hitting her, to be honest.
I'm pretty sure that everybody knows that. She just took one for the team. I mean, it would have hit the Lucio anyway, but yeah, that's funny. Okay, so nice job. I think like what we're seeing so far has been okay. It's been spoon-fed to you a little bit, so that's what we have to wait and see. Okay.
Yeah, for here, definitely not a great spot. I should have.
Yeah, it's not the best spot. Let's put it this way. The intentions of this spot are good. I like that you're like, we're fighting on this corner. I'm ready for this corner. But I do think the high ground position here is just better. Okay. Yeah, it's going to give you more vision, and it's going to feel a little bit less awkward. And you're also going to have the element of dropping on top of them, which is obviously a nice little bonus as well. Eurissa trolls.
Yeah, I didn't realize we used so many ults actually.
That's okay. I'm actually more mad that you death blossomed so soon. Like, I think for you it would be like you would want this Zenyatta, really, truly. You could just be patient here. So like right here.
Yeah, I got.
So like, don't go now. It's a flipping Tracer, you know?
Yeah,
Look how far these guys are, you know? Also, even this rage wasn't good. Because like he hooks you, but you're nano, you're probably fine. But either way, nice job. Did well, no big deal. Easy 5K, 4K, whatever. Wait, 5K? 5K? Yes. You're expecting recall. Okay. Not the best placement of the flank, though. Not the best timing of the flank. Kind of rushed it. You see?
Yeah, I definitely don't take a second to, I guess, think before
And you got to be careful here too, right? Because again, I promise you, this is where you're gonna get. I mean, assume you're gonna get punished for this. I hope you get punished for this, because again, like, look at where this is the line. This is the line, and not only that, but your far is not quite back yet, or your on is not quite back yet. So
my back is to their Roadhog and everything.
Right. You've crossed the line. Now, if your team was pushed up with you, this would be totally fine, but they're not. It's not just that your back was turned to the Roadhog, it's also you were pushed beyond where your team was fighting. You need to set up your flanks around your team. That's the thing, is like, when we talk about team playing flanks and angles, I don't want you playing with your team, but I want you playing around where your team is set up, right? With the intent, if your team is playing to fight here, your flank should be around there. And here, or here, or here, or wherever, right? Like what you're doing right now makes a lot more sense, because guess what? This is where your team is fighting. I don't know why you dropped. Yeah, that's gonna cost you your life here.
Yeah.
Hold the position if you can, because from here again you can just shoot, or you can drop onto the backline. It's perfect access onto the backline in the location where your team wants to fight. You're doing a good job. You're clickety-clicking. But this is an example of like where you can start to see errors that when the game is going a little bit less smooth, that you're going to get punished for them.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like that kid that's learning how to ride a bike and somehow miraculously wobbling but not falling over. But you're like, at some point, you're going to fall over. Right? It's going to happen with the way you're riding that bike. Holy crap. That Tracer is really not having a good time. Now,
and I went too far.
Yeah, you can already see it. You broke the rule.
Yeah.
If your Orisa gets in there with you, bro, this works great. This would be the correct play, but she's not. And not only she's not, but she doesn't even have the time to. She can't fly it. She's trying to push with you, but she can't. And that's the risk here is always that like this is how you get killed, or this is how you get your Wraith Force. Like if that hog hooks you here, you're in trouble, right? And right now,
I definitely don't think I intended to go that far with the TP to that edge. I guess yeah.
Got it. You just happened to fall off the wall. Oh, whoops. All right. Let's okay. Now you can see through walls, right? Onto your teammates. Where's the line? Where's the line for your team?
Right underneath that underpass.
Right here. So are you setting up for a good position for that location?
I would say yes.
I would say yes too. Let's see how we do it. Let's see if we time it well. Love it. Here's your Orisa spin. Now you can go really at any time now if you'd like. Like you see this wall here. Now, it's still very risky, but at least there is a potential reward for the play. Let's see what we got. I mean, why is nobody turning around? Ready?
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah, because they're focused on
It's such a basic, silly, stupid thing, but it's so important. And to be honest with you, especially with a mechanically intensive hero like Reaper, or really any DPS hero, when you go for these flings, it is hard always to get the timing right because sometimes you're so focused on the shot, which is why right now you have to be aware of these things because you're not doing any shooting right now. Now is your time to check. Okay, check. Okay, we're good. Go. Pull the trigger. Go. Right? Hey, look what happens. Perfectly timed, perfectly placed. That soldier has no chance. I don't care who that soldier is. No chance. Impossible. Next, target priority. And even though you beef your mechanics here, that was really, really quite good. Really quite good. I think if you click that a little bit better, easy fight one. Nice. Woo! Nice. That's basically a lost fight, but you got a free kill off of it as well. Very nice. There's a lot of really good things that we're seeing from here. Well done.
Thanks. Okay.
Just needs to be cleaned up, you know? It's like, I'm trying to think of a good example here. It's like you're drawing this beautiful painting and then you just, your elbow slips and the Mona Lisa gets a mustache. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what we're seeing.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, I hope they don't see me.
That's okay. And you know what? Even if they do see you, it's what are they going to do about it, right? Obviously, being sneaky is better, but if they catch you in the act, it doesn't make it a bad play either. All right,
because it takes attention from the main.
Right.
Okay.
So still better than frontlining, right? So I don't know what your plan was from here. This is a bit of an awkward one. Were you going to go to drop and like wrap behind here?
No, I honestly
is this a map confusion a little bit here.
From what I remember, like, I wasn't expecting us to Kitsune that. Like, I thought we were going to let them push through more and I was going to drop in.
I see. Okay, so then this position still isn't good, and I'm going to blame it on the map, not on anything else. I think this would be where you would want to TP in here because of this. You see this?
Okay, yeah.
And you can utilize this entire high ground and drop really anywhere you want on this choke, like you said. Because you're right, you would kind of this choke is pretty decent, but this position isn't great for this choke, really, to be honest with you.
Gotcha.
It'd be better to kind of come from here or from here. You kind of see what I'm saying? So a little bit of map knowledge here. Probably just drop and go with your team with Kitsune. Kitsune is always like it's one of the rule breakers. Like if you could drop behind them during this Kitsune, that would be best. But if you don't have time, just
I used Death Blossom.
Well, here's the thing. They're in the middle of trance, so that's the first thing here. Do you have to bait hook before you Death Blossom? Do you have to wait for hook before you Death Blossom? By the way, I'm
Yes.
asking this question. You probably know the answer. Okay. Yes. Well, maybe. How are you going to be able to get value out of Death Blossom, even if he has hook?
Well, I guess drop on a squishier target.
Sure. Let me give this a look from his perspective, so you can kind of see what I'm saying. Watch carefully. Do you see how easy that was for him to hook?
Yeah.
What if you had Death Blossomed? I mean, obviously trance, right? But right here.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
He would have to be forced to turn around.
He would be forced to turn around. So there's a delay there, and make a mechanically difficult play, and try and react to it instead of, okay, there's the Reaper, right? So there's a window of time where not only maybe he misses the hook, but he's actually slow to hook. And by the time he hooks, maybe the damage is already done. So you do not have to wait for hook to Death Blossom, but you cannot Death Blossom in front of a Roadhog.
Yeah.
You have to be sneaky about it. Now, would this work if he didn't have hook? Maybe, but it still wouldn't be great. He could easily line up shots. Other people could line up their shots. You got to be sneaky with this.
Yeah, I guess I was trying to maybe get that cheeky kill with the Death Blossom,
Yes.
but
Yes.
but
Chat's
right before
also saying you got to be worried about Lucio Boop as well, and that is very, very true.
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
And again,
yeah.
that's another thing. Cooldowns become a lot more oppressive when you're not sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
There's your little sound bite to remember. When you're not positioning and setting up your plays well, it's a lot easier for the enemy team to counter you. Same thing would apply, like we want to talk about Sojourn, right? If you want to go on a flank, off angle, surprise ult, if you stand in front of the middle of the enemy team on the floor, then they're going to be able to use cover. They're going to be able to shield. They're going to be able to Suzu. They're going to be able to avoid it entirely. But if you're setting it up better, it's harder for those cooldowns to counter that ultimate.
Gotcha.
So this was too easy.
Yeah.
Not particularly timed well, and certainly not placed well. You do a great job with your Wraith usage, by the way. You really min-max the timing, you know, avoiding that sticky and everything. All right, let's keep watching. This is by the way, this is often what pro Overwatch ends up being, where you have two players who know what they want, so they both go for the same thing because it's really important. Whatever this Reaper wants to drop in your backline, right?
Yeah.
You want to drop on his backline, so then you both end up smashing into each other and like, well, crap. Now here's the question: if this ends up happening, what should you do?
I try to force out his Wraith faster.
Sure, just be better. use cover better, right? You have a little bit better mechanics, maybe better crosshair placement, maybe get a little bit, like you're getting a little bit of help from a Kiriko. So what does this mean? Where is he going to go?
Behind the wall towards closer to his team.
Right, and then he might even have to Wraith all the way back to his team, in which case, guess what? You won the flank. You see? Mm-hmm. So I think don't look at situations like these where you're like, oh, I'm going for the flank that somebody's marking me. Maybe there's like a tracer, right? This is good. This is good. Even if you're preventing him from getting onto your backline, right? This is good. And look,
yeah,
you won it. You did it. You earned this. Not just with the heals, you also were hitting more shots than he was. You earned this. Don't give up. Like look, this is actually really, really, really funny. I'm sorry, we just have to enjoy this. Reapers dueling for the space.
Oh, it's amazing.
And then they just both. Okay, never mind. He doesn't even get his Wraith force. They just like, okay, well, that was fun.
Let's both gave up.
All right. Now, if you are losing an angle or a flank like that, that's when you would have to kind of change your game plan, right? Maybe that's where you're going to do what you're going to do now and set up for here. Maybe you go, okay, well, I'm going to flank around this way. It's not as good, maybe. I mean, actually, this looks pretty good to me. Let's just pretend this is not as good, but you have to find another path, right? Okay. But you got to go. Fight starting. Your Orisa is end. Oh, dear.
Yeah, this is messy.
Yeah, this is real messy. So you never got set up, and then the fight happened, and then the fight ended, and you're just like,
I will. Yeah, I was thinking I was trying to live.
Yeah, it was a mess. I think you trying to live here is the right play because it's just too late. You messed up. It's over. Don't do anything. Don't do anything. No.
Oh no! Yeah. Oh, I forgot about this.
Yeah. This is where you just sit and play really defensive. Maybe you can kill that hog. Maybe that hog overextends, or just go to spawn. You know, this is disastrous. Like, it's so funny because you play it mechanically really well. You know, you talked about your mechanical inconsistencies. Everybody has mechanical inconsistencies, but this play right here, the mechanics of the cover usage, the shots, and then wraithing right there. Most Gold Reapers wouldn't be able to do that, right? So, ironically, this fight is won through your mechanics, not through your game sense.
Okay.
You just straight up won a fight that you had no business getting. Like, we had no, and your Mei too. Like, your Mei had no business hitting these shots like this. Look at this. He's gold.
Yeah.
What on earth?
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The enemy team should be mad about that. You did not. Your team did not earn that at all. I mean, you're just mechanically better. That's it. So let's try and synchronize that with better decision making and better timing. And even here, right? Even here, what is this going to accomplish?
Not much because it's just we won it. I think. Yeah.
If I turn around, what am I going to see? That's the real question.
Yeah.
You know, he's just too close to his team. He's gonna die for this. Oh, we've got Kiriko in to help. But she might die now. She might die now to the Roadhog, or she might die to that Reaper. You know what I'm saying? And again, like, not only do you not have your Wraith here.
Yeah, it's just, I should have just went back to the team.
So far in, you don't have your Wraith. Like, it's just, this is silly. Silly.
My ultimate is charged.
Nano boost is ready to deploy. Let's see. Hey, this looks familiar. You got this. You got this. Nice. Using cover reload. Nice. You win. You win. Nice job. Congrats. Another mechanical play. But this one was actually smart, right? You actually were doing the right thing here. No flank for you. Ooh. So I would be careful here. So I think you make the right play here. Okay, you were like, oh, that Cassidy might shoot me, so you like wraithed out. But then like, I don't know that I would drop in this aggressively unless I was like, I'm gonna immediately like just Death Blossom and try and get a kill, you know? But then you're also like, well, I don't know the status of Hook, or I don't know the status of Moira Fade, so I don't want to. But if that's the case, then don't just drop in, you know?
Yeah.
Like you are dropping in, and then you not only that, you see like how you're dropping into a pincer move. Do you see what's on your left and you see what's on your right? You want to avoid that. You want to keep your threats in front of you. So if you were to flank here and drop on anybody, you would drop on the Zenyatta Cassidy because you can easily see them, and then the other people won't even see you. You need to see your threats. Right now, I'm not scared of the Reaper. I'm scared of what's happening behind me. I'm scared, like, okay, your Reinhardt's helping you out, which is nice. But like this kind of spooks me. Nice shots. Your mechanics really truly are pretty decent for your rank, I think. Yeah. Lots and lots of headshots. Okay. Wait, what happened there? I swear he got the pin. Wait. Did he miss the pin just barely? Oh, he canceled the pin. I was like, how did she not die? He canceled the pin. Okay. I was so confused. Alright, you win. You're crazy. You're absolutely crazy. You're bad. Like, what are you doing? Oh my gosh. I was like, no. He's doing it. Okay.
Yeah. I had a feeling that one would make you cringe.
Oh jeez. Okay. It was not so much cringe as like the palpitations. Oh my goodness. Okay. Pretty decent. A lot of good things to say about Reaper. I think your mechanics are good. I think you have, for lack of a better term, I'm very pleased by the way you're approaching the hero. You're playing the hero the way he's supposed to be played, but the way you're actually executing that playstyle is not always done well. It's like you're riding you got your feet on the pedals of the bike, your hands are on the handlebars, and you're trying to pedal, but you're doing it with your eyes closed, which is kind of what's happening right now, right? At least you're not doing it backwards or goofy or anything like that. You are riding the bike, but you're just doing it with your eyes closed. So we need better timing from you by paying attention to where your team is set up. What you tell me? What do you see?
Yeah, I definitely timing and just spatial awareness. And I also just not getting cocky or just going for it, thinking I can win the fight.
How can you improve your timing, by the way? So we talked about timing needs to be better. How do you improve that?
Taking that second before initiating or going with the backline kill or whatever, taking a look at where my team is.
Yes, 100%. And that goes with your blossoms, that goes with just your normal flank plays. I don't care if you're going for tank, backline, pressuring a DPS, 1v1ing the Reaper on high ground. That's something that you should be taking a look at. So I think very pleased with your play style, though. I think you definitely you are playing to the hero's strengths, and I think you kind of felt that in this VOD. You felt like your impact was strong. Now, obviously, we didn't play up against a composition that necessarily hard countered you. They went Cassidy, but he doesn't really counter you either. He's not bad versus you, but he doesn't counter you. So I think for you, if you do, so I'm going to offer you a replay code later. So if you have any questions later, what I want you to do is I want you to specifically, if you end up playing Reaper in a game where you're like, I just didn't know what to do. I was trying to do the right play style, but I didn't know how to do it versus this composition or on this map, shoot me that replay code, because I think while timing was definitely easy or a bad one for you, I feel like the enemy comp kind of was easy, to be honest for you. So you were talking about like the games that were frustrating you, you didn't know what to do. I don't think that was this game. I think there was lots of things to improve upon, but if you have one of those games, send them my way with the timestamp, and we can talk about playstyle.
Okay, great.
All right, let's talk about a little bit of Sojourn. What is Sojourn good at?
Really good mobility and taking high ground, and making her a threat to be respected, I guess, with the railgun. Yeah,
sure. You said you were hearing a little bit about the Edison E. So,
yeah.
All right.
I was trying to
check it. That's not bad.
Yeah,
that's not bad. You're right on top of squishies. You guys are actually taking a fight here. It's not bad. No, that's not an Edison E. That's not an Edison play though. I think Edison would have survived, but yeah.
No, he wouldn't have gotten
That's all right. That's a good E though.
That was
an Edison E.
Yeah, for sure.
Wait for confirmation. Unless you're 100% certain on your prediction, wait for confirmation. Not the end of the world though, because you are going to get it back. Nice. This is a bad habit. Good charge. You just whip it, right? Take that extra tenth of a second. This is something that is absolutely so common in Sojourn gameplay, is that you get the railgun, you just fire. Railgun, you fire. Railgun, you fire. You want to use it when you get it. But you need to aim it. And you need to aim for the head, and you need to aim for a squishy, unless the tank is relatively low. Like, even if you're aiming for the Roadhog here, hit him in the head. You're just pulling the trigger. You see red, and you literally just see red, and you pull the trigger. That's no good. Too valuable of a skill. Nice E. We love to see it. Look at the response. Gets ult charge, forces that soldier out of the way, forces the Zen out of the way, zones the Roadhog. We love to see it. Is it timed well? Well, is there some sort of space taking / trade going on right now between you and your team? Kind of, sort of, right?
A little, yeah.
A little bit. It's not bad. It may be a little early, but it's not terrible. For your rank, this is not a bad E. This is not a major issue.
Oh yeah, I.
You know what? Screw it. I'm a fan. What's going on right now? Look at the battlefield. Look.
Yeah.
You see what you're doing?
Yeah, he's in. He's taking it. Yeah.
So if you were gonna go for an aggressive play like this, now would be the time. This is the perfect time to do it, right? Don't.
I definitely thought it was risky, but I figured Doom was going. He was going for it, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna just follow him.
Man.
Be stupid together.
Absolutely bat crap insane aggressive, but this would, if you're gonna play like this, now is the perfect time. Right now is the perfect time to do it. The only thing I would say like this is if you think that I kind of would like to play aggressive versus this comp, or I'd like to stress test it, you would like to have your E when you do this, because you can jump in, throw your E and shoot. But this is good.
Okay.
This ends dead. Yeah, nice job. I mean, really, truly, don't. That's not necessarily a bad play. Charge. I would prefer for you at this point in time. Because like before you were going very aggressively on a specific squishy target that you're going to kill. Right now, you just need to walk forward and shoot, charge your shot, and then, you know, maybe if you see an aggressive opportunity later. But like right here, using your shift, don't think it was really 100% necessary. That's a bit of an Edison shift. E. I think intention on hitting it on the soldier is fine, but just give yourself half a second, you know? Like 3, 2, 1. Right now, how would you use your E?
Yeah, I would have waited after the squishies moved over to the right more.
Yeah. And then plop it like right here, or plop it on the tour, or throw it on the corner here. Yeah, 100%. Alrighty.
I think I made a really stupid play coming up. I forgot. Maybe there was I forget when it was. I definitely jumped in way too far when I definitely shouldn't have.
Yeah, check your shot here, by the way. Very close to getting the kill. You see that? So that's actually a situation where even though you're only 40 charge, he was half HP. I think a headshot there would have killed him. Yeah. There's sometimes when it's okay to rush your shot where you only have a brief window of time, you know, to hit the shot and you want to go for it. But in general, you want to take the time. Get healed, please. Nice! That's good. Again, brief window, you hit it. Please get healed. That's the shift. That's the shift. Yeah, that's
that
the
was
one. Where you were half HP. And you do not need to shift in this position. Like there's actually, so you could just, you can just jump, right?
Yeah.
So,
I really wasn't thinking.
That's gonna be a really cheap death. Yeah.
Totally forgot about
obviously your supports could have reacted faster, but also it's really, you were above them, you know? So like, you gave them half a second window. Cover. The ult itself is not bad, but cover. Because you like you see him and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna swing wide again. No, just stay there. Yeah, silly. Okay. Oh no, you guys get full health. Tragic.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Sorry.
Yeah, I wasn't full charge.
You have shown a lot of inconsistency with your railgun. We've seen a couple of ones where you didn't fully charge it and just shot because the target was low and needed to be finished off, and you did it. It was great. Then we've seen a couple of times like this one and the previous one on the Roadhog, where I don't see any reason for you to pull the trigger like that at all.
Gotcha.
Zero chance that even if that headshots, that's going to get a kill, and you're not even really truly aiming for you're just you know. So I think a lot of this is, how many hours do you have in the hero right now?
On Sojourn, I think around 20-ish, 20-ish, 25
so
maybe.
A little bit of inexperience, right? So you need some more reps and more conscious reps on the hero as well, like actually practicing.
I wasn't sure why their Zen actually popped trance here.
He was scared. You scared him.
Oh.
He got spooked. He also got caught by your soldier as well. So what I would say here is, again, this shift seems a little bit less calculated because you're going in aggressively, but where's your team when this is happening?
Yeah, they're still behind me, and I'm not really supposed to be flanking like that, I guess.
You were just all in. And you're gonna die for it. You're not matching your team's tempo. You're not matching your team's placement. Now your Rhine is in. Now would have been the time to go in aggressively, but like you need to like let your tank take a little bit of heat first, just like what your Doomfist did, right? This was just very silly, to be perfectly frank. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just game over from here, it felt like.
Yeah. I mean, this is what happens. Like, it just tends to snowball both mentally and literally. Like in terms of the old advantage, the people staggering in one after the other. People get frustrated at this point in time as well. I would love that. I was talking the other day with somebody, and I was like, I would love to see the stats in like below plat or plat below. How many games, like the percentage of games that are lost after the first fight is won or lost by one team. versus higher ranks.
That would be really interesting,
I think
actually.
lower ranks in general mental boom faster after first fight than higher ranks do. So like winning first fight in a lower rank game is probably more important than in a higher rank game. It doesn't really matter that much, but it's just kind of interesting. Okay. I think like this is again where like I think you could have held here maybe, but I understand why you're playing here. Your support's LOS is here. It's not going to be the end of the world if you have to play here to get healing. You can still do good work. You can still use cover. Again, do you see your shot here? Tell me what you think about the shot. Be honest. Really think about the situation, and you tell me what you think. What do you think? It's hard to see.
I feel like it wasn't half bad.
Why? This is the important question.
We're all focus firing, I guess, at the same target, so there's more likelihood of us killing it.
What was his HP when you pulled the trigger? 137, right?
Yeah.
To let off some steam.
And you were like 40 something charge, I think, something like that, 50 something charge. So you were not fully charged. However, why do you think it was not bad? Did you need to fully charge it to get the kill?
No, I think I just needed to hit the headshot here. Yeah.
You just need to hit the headshot, or I mean, you miscalculated by like 10 charge. You know, maybe I think 60 charge here, body shot would have killed him. 62 charge, something like that. I don't have a problem with this. The reason why I'm saying this is the rule is not that you should always be full charge. The rule is that you should be full charge if, like, that's always the rule. But there are many exceptions. That target is low HP. They're about to duck behind a corner. I could just finish them off with a 45% charge, right? This is one of the exceptions right here. You kind of see what I'm saying? So I have zero problem with this. And look, he dies. If you don't hit that charge shot, even if I think he might live. You know, if he had waited to get 100 charge there, he might have lived. You see what I'm saying? So Edison.
Yeah, I was just getting super sloppy here.
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Oh, unlucky. Let's look at this one again too. Just really too early, I think. Well, let me look. No, you're good. I'm miscalculating your charge. You were at 95. That's fine. Very nice. Okay. Yeah, honestly, well, you tell me what you see from your Sojourn. Sojourn is one of those heroes where there are like a trillion things that you could be thinking about and working on at any point in time. But what do you think is the lowest hanging fruit from discussing this particular little VOD?
Yeah, interestingly enough, I felt like I was kind of making the connection like, hey, I shouldn't be popping this off just because I have it. And then, just doing this with you now just kind of confirmed that basically.
Sure.
The way I was thinking about it at least was, popping it off to provide constant damage pressure or something. At least that was my thinking behind it. And yeah, I guess it just kind of goes back to just using your resources more effectively.
Yes.
Yeah, making sure it's worth it.
Well, you have to understand that in gold, even in gold, plat, and so on, people have some semblance of cover. And when they get low, they're going to try and hide and survive. That's why fully charging more often is better. More often the play, because it gives them no time to respond. You kind of see what I'm saying? A headshot is a headshot, and even a fully charged body shot is just really a quarter of a second away from instant death afterwards. So then that's the burst is more important than the consistent pressure. I don't know the overall DPS value, but I bet you could calculate it that if you would get more charge shots off if you just threw them off at 50, 60 charge, but you would get significantly fewer kills. And that's really what you want, right? You want those
getting
kills.
more value.
Right, you need that breaking point where it's like, okay, that 85 charge shot or me charging to 55 and shooting the torp here at 55 rather than earlier is what got us the kill. Otherwise, he might not have died. And that's really what you're hunting for. And I definitely think that is something that you can work on. We can ignore the shift usage a little bit for now. Maybe that's something you can kind of work on next week or in a couple weeks. Maybe your E's for right now are okay. Maybe your cover usage could be a little better, but I think definitely how you're managing your railgun is something that you would be a priority from the few minutes that we saw today.
Gotcha.
That kind of makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
I mean, guess real quick, last thing is I guess I definitely feel like being pretty much limited to hit scan is definitely, limiting for variety of different situations, I guess. What's a good way to get into projectile, other than just obviously playing more or whatever. But
So I really honestly forgot to go over this with you. I did not even look at your hero pool. So one thing I think I forgot. But you are basically just Reaper Sojourn, yes?
yeah, I mean, I'll play like mostly hits, like I'll flex on a widow when I need to counter widow or something, or play cat. But then it's like, just why shouldn't I just play Sojourn, because she could just jump on places.
Yeah. I think Sojourn Reaper is a pretty good hero pool, especially at your rank. I don't think there are going to be any situations that you need to play anything other than Reaper Sojourn. If you wanted to add another projectile hero into your thing, okay. I mean, you're pushing it already with the amount of hours that you're playing right now, to be honest with you. But if you were to do that, then just play what's fun for you. Because to be honest with you, I think Reaper Sojourn covers a lot of weaknesses. Sojourn is an unbelievably flexible DPS, and Reaper is not very flexible, but he's there. So he's a second hero. If there's a situation where you're like, I don't really feel like playing Sojourn, play Reaper. And if Reaper doesn't feel good, Sojourn is good against pretty much everything. So you'll figure it out, I'm sure. But I would not say add a projectile unless you really just want to play Hanzo, or you really just want to play Junk, because there's nothing that you don't have any major gaps.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Okay. If you do have any other questions, my DMs are always open. Remember what I said about the replay code with Reaper, by the way. Definitely take advantage of that, because I think that might be helpful.
I will take a look at that. Okay. Thank you. No, this was really helpful.
You're very welcome.
I feel like I learned so much today.
Sure. I'm glad to hear it. Keep in touch. Let me know how stuff is going, and good luck, mate. All right?
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Cheers. You're very welcome. See you.
All right.
That was Hooligan, the Reaper Sojourn Extraordinaire. I do enjoy coaching a little bit of Reaper. We got a little bit of that in Coliseo earlier in the week, but it's fun. It's fun. What do we got next here? We are on Adali. Ready? Adjust my thing. My legs are tired from standing so long. They say that it's not good for you to be standing for too long. At least stationary, right? Hello, Alzavag. Swallow, when I was watching you review a Genji, you mentioned some points which sound similar to Diva. Pressure, enemy on an aggressive angle, and question is that do they have the same priorities we're working to get? They are very similar priorities. Diva and Genji are both very good at controlling space by dueling people on off angles. And then if those off angles are completely cleared and bottled up, you look for aggressive dives. Diva is a little bit more at controlling the off angles. Genji's a little bit more sometimes where Genji doesn't want to duel the off angles. Maybe Genji just wants to flank and try and kill backline. So Genji's more of the assassin. Diva's more of the controller of the space, but they definitely have overlapping priorities. Really, a lot of mobile heroes have overlapping priorities in that regard. There's just nuances in how they do it and where their priorities fall. Diva is a fat Genji. It's a very simplistic way of looking at it, but it's not entirely inaccurate. No, they both control space in some fashion like that. Okay, let's do this, mates. Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Doing pretty well. Let me get your replay code pulled up here. What hero and rank are you at?
So like GM top 500.
Sure.
And then I was just playing Kiriko this game.
Ah, more Kiriko. I love it. How are you liking Kiriko so far?
She's good. I'm a bit tired of playing her, to be honest. But
I'm torn about her. Let me tell you what you tell me what you think. But my thought process with Kiriko is it's like a lot. I was talking about this with the Masters Kiriko early in the week, and it feels like the way you have impact with Kiriko a lot is how you're like tracking cooldowns and how you're using your Suzu. Oh no, I wasted Suzu. Shoot, I just trolled the fight. I don't enjoy that as much personally.
So I had fun with her until I like essentially just got stuck on her for like months. But I guess hasn't been. When was she released in ranked? Whenever she was released in ranked, I essentially just started only playing her.
Gotcha. Okay, so you're a current Kiriko refugee trying to make it out until the end. Surely the hero gets adjusted here.
Yeah, I'm hoping Zen can come back.
Please don't say that. Don't get my hopes up. I love Zen so much. Zen has to be my favorite. Who's your second favorite? Besides Zen?
Besides Zen?
Yeah.
Ana.
See, we're gonna get along together real well. I can already tell. Yeah, 100%. Zen, Ana, they're just so much more fun. Like you have like the same impact with your Suzu as like an Ana nade, but man, nade is so much more fun to like. Okay, good. Okay, so let's what got you into coaching? What do you hope to get out of the session?
just learn more about like Kiriko in general, her priorities.
Sure.
I think in this code specifically, there were definitely times where I could have saved my tank, but I was hesitant. And I think that caused a lot of issues. This was also my first game and like only game I played in a week, so
Got it.
that's a little bit of it. But also, I think I just need to get more confident in the decisions
Got
that
it.
I can make.
Got it. Knowing what the right decisions are and whether you should be making them or not. I mean, we talked about this when I was reviewing the Masters Kiriko early in the week, and it's you can use Suzu for so many things, right? It's a lot like Nade, but it's about prioritizing what's the most important situation. Does this target need Suzu? How do I make those decisions more accurately? Because nobody's perfect, right? Everybody wastes Suzu. Everybody misses those opportunities, down to Dallas Fuel with Fielder, right? But you have to be able to cut down that percentage as low as you possibly can. So looking at your goals, top 100 and GM1. Okay, perfect. What was your peak? How long have you been playing? Give me a little brief breakdown of your playing history. I always like to do this with like GM players. Like how long have you been playing? What rank were you in Overwatch 1? What was your hero pool like? So on.
So I've been playing since like November of 2018.
Okay.
And I didn't really play comp at all in Overwatch 1. I got to like
really?
34 60 a little like 5 seasons before the end, and then I just didn't touch the game other than like I would play with some friends in like plat. That's all I did. But this is like the first season I've actually grinded rank, and I got up to rank like 216 this season.
Nice.
For support.
So equivalent of like I guess 4250, something like that, 4300, somewhere around there.
Yeah, perhaps. I don't really know exactly what the translation is.
I will say I do miss that, at least with the 4K plus. You know what I'm saying? Like actually having the number for 4K plus, it made it so much more fun. Okay, cool stuff. How have you been liking the game? I mean, obviously you said you've been grinding a lot of Kiriko. Why? Is it just for fun? Or are you playing with a team? Like, what's the situation?
I just wanted to. My goal was kind of just to hit top 500.
Got it.
Because I thought I would be able to do it.
Congrats, first off.
Thanks.
All right. But what's next? So, like, let's say Kiriko goes away. Are you just going to continue to maintain and be the GM player with all Flux supports? I mean, you brought up Zen Ana, right? So, what's the plan?
I think my Zen, because I do have a lot of time on Zen too, right? And my Zen has like a 60-something% win rate. So I think I can maintain it playing Zen as well.
Got it. Okay. What happened? Can I honestly, like, why did what flipped the switch for you to just like Overwatch 2? I'm gonna now be a GM player.
I just decided I was gonna do it.
Okay.
I think I could have definitely gotten a lot higher in Overwatch 1. I just never really decided to put in the time.
Okay. And you have a bizarre, if I do say so myself, training week. 1 and 2 hours a night. That's it.
That's like a good week, right? Like this last week I had midterms, I had exams, I just did not get to play at all.
Are you just like a prodigy at this game? Like, what's going on? How are you only playing 1 or 2 hours a night on a good week, and you are 4.2 or 4.3 or whatever?
I'm
only half joking here. You tell me, what do you think? Why do you think that you've been able to improve as well?
Why, I think I was definitely underranked in Overwatch 1.
Got it. Okay. Just because you didn't play ranked.
Yeah, because I was always like a quick play Andy. And I did play on like
why was that?
I don't know. I never felt like tryharding.
Got it. Okay.
Whenever I would just get on and I would just chill. But I did play on a team with like some friends, and they were all like 4.3, and then like some were even like 4.5. So that helped me a lot, just in terms of
How long were you on that team?
Like 6 months.
Got it. When was this exactly?
It would have been like October of 2021-ish.
Oh, okay. And how often did you scrim with him?
We did 1 scrim a week.
Got it. I mean, that's good practice for 6 months, right? That's a lot of scrims at that high of a level. I'm sure that helped a lot. Okay.
Well, we weren't we were all off rolling. But so like we were scrimming in a lower SR, but they still had like the decision making.
Yeah, I see.
Like higher SR players.
Got it. Okay. And were you playing support at that time or playing a different role?
I was playing hit scan.
Ah, okay. So at the very least, you got a little bit of your feet wet in terms of like the higher level communicational style. But okay. So
Yeah.
maybe we've had a couple of stars aligned, and like you said, you did play, I assume, a lot of the game in Overwatch 1, even if you were just a quick play Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How did you approach your quick play Andy? Was it just flex role or flex support, or what did you do?
I just played support with friends usually.
Okay. Zen Ana.
Yeah, mainly Zen. I have like double the playtime on Zen of like every other hero.
How many hours do you have in Zen?
I have no clue.
Okay.
I could not tell you.
Okay. Curious. Okay. Kiriko Zen Ana. 1 to 2 hours a night. Going for GM1. I mean, I'm not going to say anything is not possible because you've clearly transcended what I would have expected to be possible, even given your background. So, but it is going to be tough to push to GM1 with the hours that you're putting in.
Yeah, I'm gonna put in a lot more.
What does that mean?
Specifically, like once
how much more?
the semester's over, I'm just gonna hit the grind. Probably
Okay.
try and do at least 4 or 5 hours a night.
Fair enough. What is your warm up? Do you have a warm up routine at all?
Yeah, I go into. Do you know Vaxta?
Yeah, I know Vexa.
Yeah, I just go in there and then do that for like 5-10 minutes.
Okay, sounds good. Nothing. I think once you get to your level, I have less input in the warm up. I think it's more personalized at that point. Okay, so then let's. I think that's mostly it here. I think the last question here really is, what do you feel is holding you back? We target priority to heal and kill. Explain,
Yeah.
please.
More just like decision making. I don't know if that was like the right way to word it, but it's like decision making on when I should be doing damage, when I should be healing. I think those are like one of the main things, and then also specifically in this VOD, deciding whether or not my tank was always in a weird position for me, and I probably could have saved him more if I was a bit more willing. But I was just a little too nervous, I think, to go in when I probably could have.
Got it. Nervous of just the threats of the enemy team?
Yeah.
On you? Okay. Well, here's the thing. We talked about it, like I said, earlier in the week, so we're all fresh and warmed up. It's talking about the damage and heal. You know the weave mechanics, I assume, obviously at your rank, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not too great at using them yet, to be honest, but I am aware of it.
It feels like I have... It honestly feels even harder than BAPS in a way, just by the nature of how the healing works and how precise you have to be with your kunai, that I actually think it's a little bit harder than Baptiste's weave in Overwatch 1, and I guess Overwatch 2 now. So that is something to be aware of, is it's not like, oh, easy, it's hard. Something we talked about earlier in the week was being able to utilize your Suzu correctly is entirely dependent on your ability to read the flow of the battle. But then a really underrated one is just knowing the status of your tank's cooldowns. Or really not even your tank, but like if my Sojourn has shift and she gets dove, if I Suzu that and she shifts out, you're an idiot. If you Suzu a primal right as he pops it, you're an idiot. If you Suzu a deflecting Genji, you're an idiot, right? And those are things that those are the low-hanging fruit when it comes to like your impact on the game that is going to separate you between everybody else. That and obviously your mechanics, that and obviously your positioning, things like that. But that's kind of what we're looking for. Your ability to mechanic well, whether it's your heal shoot balance, your ability to position well. And then the two things which we brought up, like I said, the Suzu, knowing your status of your and the enemy cooldowns, and then being the ability to TP. And what's a good and a bad TP is entirely based off of, do you know the positioning of the enemy team? A TP that is safe is a TP away from enemies where you know they're not. A TP that's stupid is TPing in the middle of your Genji dive when he's in the middle of their backline, right? Okay, let's, do you have any questions first off before we get started?
No, not right now.
Okay, if you do, just holler and we'll go from there. Anything super significant about your comp or the enemy comp that you see?
No, it's pretty similar other than we've got like the Sombra and the Genji, so we want to try and go faster.
Okay.
Just to give the Sombra less time to set up. But
Okay. Well,
so like here,
that's obviously rough, yeah.
I don't think TPing was a good idea, but I don't know. because he had bubble, so if I had gone in, I might have been able to survive, but I honestly just didn't expect him to get blown up that quickly.
We have to judge things based off of intentions and not like the result. The play this fight, to win this fight, the only way you win this fight is by TPing in Sojourn. The only way you win this fight. But the question for you is that a reasonable reaction in 99% of your games for you to be able to doing something like this? Is that a reasonable play?
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. I think that would be a complete troll. Now, do you want to know why he got blown up? Well, he was hacked. Like, literally on entry. There's some where there's, like, super fast rollout, insta-hack in the air, he's not able to break it. He gets blown up instantly before he bubbles. You cannot react to that. You should not have reacted to that. If you had, in most situations, that would have killed you, and he would have been fine. You cannot do that. So you cannot look at that as like, oh, I should have... No.
Careful, Shimada. What's up?
Huh. Unfortunate, right? Now, my question for you... What do you think about this Suzu?
Be careful.
I think I probably could have done it sooner. I tried to get in him like a right-click heal.
Yeah.
Or.
So why would you go for a right-click heal there before you Suzu?
I'm not sure. I think that was just a bad decision looking back on it.
I think so too. We don't need to overthink it. I think it's just worth considering that if you're going to Suzu, then you just Suzu. Because then if you're going to heal, then you probably don't need to Suzu, right?
Yeah.
You're going for the invulnerability, not the heal at that point. Okay. So a lot of unfortunate events precede this fight, precede this engagement, but okay, not the end of the world.
Strength from nature.
So
Hey.
well, we are now at the second engagement, and I feel like a cheapskate because I've got no feedback for you. Because
okay.
I'm seeing your okay. So here, okay, maybe this is okay. Holy cow, that's creepy. Looking through Kiriko's eyes here, but this is maybe we can work on this, and this is maybe what we can take away from it. You are, at this point in time, are down one. Obviously, yes. We're fine.
Yeah.
You're being zoned off by Monkey Bubble. If your monkey dives in this deep and is not in a position to be healed or supported without him dying for it, then you cannot support him. Now, I will say this, given the knowledge that you have now, what is maybe one minor error here about you? Like where you're set up?
Well, I mean, if I could be maybe more over at the corner, that would be good.
Yeah, I don't
like
see...
where our Genji is.
Yeah. I don't see... You get zoned by a Sojourn E, but it feels really unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? So, like, the takeaway for you here is that when your monkey's going this aggressively, that should be creating more space for you to push up with him. Because, yeah, he's feeding, but that doesn't mean that that's a lot of heat taken off of you. It's like right here, you're backing off, but you really shouldn't be backing off. You really should just be walking forward. You know, maybe if we can break this bubble, maybe we can Suzu the floor, maybe we actually win this fight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You need to be responding to that aggression. When your monkey is feeding, I want you to be cranking up the aggression on your end a little bit as well, because it's going to force a response on the enemy team. So there's that we can take away from it, but I will not say that you are responsible for your monkey going into this aggressively. And we see the same thing from him again. I know this is not a monkey bot review, but look at this jump and you tell me what the issue is.
Oh, he's just kind of in there by himself,
right?
And then walked out of bubble.
Right,
and...
he walks out of bubble, he gets hacked, he's dead. He could have simply played the cover, shot, zap. You guys would have been able to walk forward and support him better. So your problem here is not, I need to TP in and help my monkey when he's feeding. The takeaway is when I have a more aggressive monkey, whether feeding or not, you need to be capitalizing off of that a little bit more, okay? That's something actionable that doesn't involve you feeding to try and bail him out of jail. You kind of see what I'm saying? It's just not reasonable for you to do that. Like what you tried to do there I understand why you tried it, but that's just you shouldn't get in that habit. You know, you shouldn't have to get in that habit, and you know that. Okay. So this is an interesting point in time right here, okay? So a lot of Suzu usage is not like, it's not reactively, it's proactively, as I'm sure you know. So like actually right here, I was fully expecting a Suzu on this Winston. And I actually think that probably would have been the play, to be honest with you.
Okay.
You tell me why.
Looking at it, they do have the Sombra right there, who's gonna be able to hack him.
Yeah. More importantly
like
than
the
that,
main
though.
thing. Well, they're ulting,
Right.
so he could get blown up.
So who's at risk of in this ultimate? Like who's under pressure right now? Are you? No. You guys are fine.
Yeah.
So if they push in afterwards and Primal Rage and EMP, okay, yeah, you don't have your Suzu, GG, just go next. But I look at this as like your Winston is really under a lot of threat right now, and he's gonna need the Suzu right now. Right now. He should. Okay. And this needs to be, I'm safe, this Suzu's coming in. This is going to prevent the burst damage on him. It ends up not being needed because I honestly don't know what the enemy team is doing. They're kind of ignoring him and going for you guys, even though you guys are too far away. But this should have been a Suzu here. You got to think about like if Fielder's playing this, he's expecting his monkey to get blown up. He's safe. He's going to Suzu that as quickly as he can to prevent that burst on his monkey going off. And then his monkey will get jump back and be able to disengage. And maybe you guys like fully kite out this Kiriko wall, which is unbelievably impactful, right? So just a little bit of anticipation here, because you shouldn't need Suzu. Like this is sloppy. You really should not need Suzu versus a monkey side like that. Like this should just be backup, guys. Backup, guys. Backup, guys. This is just a mess. You know, you guys, your weaving was poor there. Your Genji's feeding. You're not utilizing cover well. This beat is questionable, but okay, there we go. Oh. She just straight up canceled it. Oh wait, she doesn't cancel. I thought she canceled if she hits it on the cast. Is that not the case?
I think there's like a millisecond where you can cancel it, but it's really, really difficult.
Okay. Because I know you can't clear it, but I thought you could cancel it. So you get kind of unlucky and lucky at the same time. So I think Kiriko ultimate here is fine. Your beat just gets completely melted. EMP clears some of it. Let me watch this again. I'm actually curious why your dice are fast. Somebody shoots you, I swear. Okay, I guess not.
I think it was Sojourn ult or something.
Maybe somebody shot you and then you got EMP'd and then she shot you again. I'm like legitimately, it feels like a chunk of your beat just melts. So you get an E a little bit.
This ends now.
Yeah, no, it's just the EMP and the decayed beat. That's it, and then you get headshot. Okay. You know what we can say here though. If we had, I wonder. This is the power of hindsight here. If we had Suzu right here, we are at 159. Right. Would we have had it in time? Nah, crud. My delightful little undercutting hindsight coaching was failed miserably. Okay. Okay. So you die here. You know. Okay. Cover usage could have been better, maybe, but also like you just got EMP'd and then one shot immediately afterwards. So like this isn't really your fault. However, I will say, regardless of how this fight is lost, what did you see on your end that could have been done better, even if the fight is lost regardless? What do you see?
The preemptive Suzu would have definitely been better.
Yes.
We talked about that, and then. Also, I was sort of just in a weird position when the monkey dive came in. I probably could have been either in like one of the doors on the left or the right. I think that would have been a better spot for me to be in.
Yep, I agree. A little bit better cover, a little bit better position to start with. And then I think this. What do you think about the Kiriko ult?
I still like the idea of the Kiriko ult.
I do too.
I do think it would have been a little bit better if I was like slightly back farther, so we would have had it in the room if we couldn't have engaged.
Yeah. I think it was fine. I think the timing was fine as well. Like, I also like look at what you're doing when you look at like what you're responding to the goal. The beat, and then you still have the. You see the monkey? You see this guy? This guy should be dead. I mean, even if he jumps out, I mean, where's he going to jump out to? I think this guy probably melts. So I think very reasonable Kitsune. Yeah, I don't have any. Very, very fortunate from them. Ends up working out really well. So this has been a bizarre VOD, to be frank with you. There's been mistakes.
Yeah, there's some weird stuff that happened.
Been like unlosable, like unwinnable fights again and again and again. So it's all about like digging the nuggets that we can that might not have won this game or might not have won this fight, but that we can learn regardless. Alrighty. Now, this is really important. Your Lucio goes Moira. That was obviously the problem. Okay, so let's consider the situation here. What do you think about Suzu wise?
What do you mean using it right now?
What do you need to know about this fight?
Just knowing the Sojourn charge would be helpful.
Sure, Sojourn charge. Okay, what else? Look at the ults.
So that they have beat and primal.
Right. So Suzu.
We're getting up to blade and like all the big DPS ults in primal.
Yeah. So what do you think about your Suzu? And I guess your TP as well.
Using it or keeping the TP for the primal would be helpful.
Yeah.
As well as the Suzu if he follows.
Yeah. You don't have DPS ults to worry about, but you do have primal beat to worry about, right? Okay. Now consider your primal too, right? That's pretty important too. I mean, obviously low-hanging fruit here, but something to consider. It's like right here. Do you see?
Yeah, I definitely didn't need to TP.
You didn't. You need to trust him. You need to trust him to make this jump here and then be able to primal afterwards. And then this TP having it is so important for you. And I actually feel like we're probably gonna see a Suzu here, right? Yeah, there it is. There it is. That fight losing. Fight losing right there. And guess what happens? They beat in. That's not an accident.
Yeah.
Better team there, like, absolutely butchers you for doing that. And you still don't have your Suzu. What's this one? There's the primal. There's the blade in. So this is obviously really, really aggressive. Yeah. And we can have a lot of discussion about whether this is the optimal play or not. I'm really not concerned about that. If you want to go for an aggressive play and dive in with your Genji and like click a bunch of heads, that's fine. If you're like, I'm gonna juke this primal with this, that's fine. But at least you're consciously doing this, right? You're not accidentally making this decision by mistake. You're choosing, I'm going to go aggressive. This might be feeding, but I'm going to do it anyway. Okay, respect. Go for it. Go forth and multiply. Do your best. You know what I'm saying? What we were concerned about is not this one, but the previous one where you just weren't paying attention, to be honest with you. Yeah, and this might be the play. That without that heals, I don't know if you guys get that blade. I don't know if you guys win that fight. You might have theoretically died, but maybe you were like, I don't care if I die. This blade needs to work for us to win this round, and so it ends up.
Yeah, that was my thought. Was the blade was just the win condition, keep him up.
Right. So then we're all good with that. I don't care if you choose to be aggressive or choose to be defensive, as long as you're doing it for the right reasons. Your Moira's. Oh my gosh! I knew it. I saw it in slow motion. I was like, she's gonna do it. She's gonna do it. No.
Yeah,
no way,
this was the weirdest game I've ever played, man. I only had time to play this one.
She doesn't jump. What is going on, man? This is the weirdest. This might be the weirdest game I reviewed since I've come back from like Overwatch League.
I wanted to get a better VOD. I just didn't have time.
Okay. But a better VOD could not. This is the perfect VOD. We're still learning, and we're just enjoying it along the way. So, this is phenomenal. Nah, you gotta be better than that. You see what I'm saying? Like, again, this. If you want to get the GM1, these are the things that you're gonna have to do. It's not flashy, but these are the things that you're gonna have to do. You cannot get EMP there. This zero, like your positioning is good. Like this is exactly where you want to be. So how on earth are you getting EMP'd from this? You know?
Yeah.
Like your Sojourn should have died for that. That would have been your fault. In fact, you still might die. Yeah. That's horrible. Like an unlosable fight, really, because that EMP was not timed well.
This might have been a poor decision on my part. Actually, I think
it was fine. I think it was fine.
Yeah, I think actually thinking about it, the decision afterwards was the poor decision. Just remembering what happened.
Okay. So you got me on the edge of my seat, right? And again, we're concerned about low-hanging fruit. You're choosing to go in aggressive. You know it's a feed because you're like, my monkey is going to die if I'm not there, and you might be right. Okay. What I'm more concerned about is the previous fight, right? Or the previous like cooldown trade. All right, and then hopefully what? Okay.
See, I think I should have tried to back up in the room with a mega.
Yes,
and then
yes,
TP'd
that's
afterwards.
it. That's it, 100%. Aggressive and like you got to learn. You were playing just like your stupid monkey did, to be honest with you, where you're jumping in. Okay, maybe that's needed. That was necessary. But where's the cover usage here? Where's the respect for the enemy DPS? It's nowhere, right? Like you could have, it would have been better for you to walk forward to the rock than it would have been to do what you would have done better. But yeah, I agree, 100%. Tucking in here, that's the play. Wrapping around here, even you would have had all the time in the world to make that work. But okay, well, you didn't. So I was fully expecting like a Kitsune rush across and just like that would be actually really funny. I wonder if that could work. Like if you could get the Kitsune rush speed rush and just jump, I bet you could make it. That would be hilarious.
Possibly. I know it would fall into the pit.
Yeah.
So.
But could you? But the lingering speed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be the biggest waste of an ultimate, but the biggest meme. Oh, that would have been huge missed opportunity to make this VOD even better. I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. Just blow it. You know, the fight's lost. Try and get something out of it. Okay. All right. So what are you seeing so far? What are you seeing so far in this? What are we not seeing? First off, but okay. What are the priorities for you that you are seeing?
So preemptive Suzu, and also just like paying attention to if specifically if my monkey has primal.
Yeah,
because I just didn't think about that at all.
Yeah, that's a big one. I mean, that's a really low hanging fruit, and it's going to continue to. I don't know where this meta is going to shift. Whether we're going to see Orisa, whether we're going to see Zarya still, or whether we're going to see. You know, it's like, does my Zarya have a bubble? Does my Orisa have Fortify or Javelin spin? You know, like these. It doesn't matter what the cooldown is. I don't. Maybe it's a Roadhog, right? Does your Roadhog have Vape? Does your Genji have Deflect? Like, there's going to be a cooldown as long as Kiriko is relevant, where you need to know it. With your Suzu, and then obviously, like you said, just not knowing your monkey's primal, the preemptive Suzu, a little bit of the positioning around the EMP. We'll keep an eye on that one, but yeah, okay. You have any questions so far?
No.
Okay, let's continue. Orb, and we're back on Lucio. Let's look at this again. So this is one where again, I don't love this, to be honest with you. This one feels a lot less necessary than the previous ones, where I think I would have been more pleased for you to. Well, you tell me, what would have been the better play here?
I don't know. This was one of the ones that I thought was better, personally.
It's better because you're at least TPing to cover and you've got a bubble with you, right? But it's still punishable. Okay. If you were
maybe
to not TP,
wrap around to the other side of the lion.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking as well. It's like, use this time to swing here to shoot monkey, and then you got an angle to heal, and you've got good cover to punish from here. You kind of see what I'm saying? That would be the better, less punishable play. I don't necessarily think this is necessarily a bad play. I just don't think it's the best play given the circumstance. And unlike the blade earlier, it doesn't feel like there's a real reason for this. Maybe this is just a little bit of PTSD from last first engage. But at least this time your monkey is not instantly hacked and blown up. So, okay. Maybe it's an aggressive play, you know? Maybe you'll utilize that. If you got the mechanics for it, right? And you guys are playing all around enabling your monkey, okay. Maybe it's okay. What do you think of that, Suzu?
I think it was needed because he didn't have bubble up, as far as I know.
Yeah, I mean, you could. I would go as far to say as you could Suzu right now, before he's even critical, right? That lines up with what we were talking about on their Kiriko rule. Remember, Why? What's going to happen to your monkey right here? There's a lot of
if
things
they
that
all
happen.
if they all shoot him, he would just get blown up.
He's going to get nuked, he's going to get murked, or he's going to get hacked, or all of the above, right?
Yeah.
This is all about anticipating an action and preventing it from happening. So like right now, the Sombra should be trying to hack. She's not even going to try to. I mean, I actually think your Suzu was actually late here. That's the ironic part. Yeah. He jumps up. He's in. Right here, Suzu. This. Watch his HP. Watch his HP here very carefully. Let's just go to his POV. It's less blurry. Right there. You see that? That was a Sojourn shot. That Sojourn shot doesn't land. You save him at least 200 HP, 250 HP of damage if you Suzu that properly.
Yeah.
And you look at this fight, it's like, what do you need Suzu for? Well, that's it right there. You have your TP now, so you're okay. You should be okay. This Suzu needs to happen earlier. And I think that's what people in like lower ranks and even higher ranks, I don't think always understand, is it's not just about, it's not an immortality field. You know, it's not. It's much more than that. About stopping that threat from even ever happening, you know? Because the other thing too is it's like if you catch a Winston while he gets armor, he keeps his armor, he's a lot easier to heal up. If you wait till he gets burst down to 170 HP, you're never going to be able to heal him up, you know?
Yep.
Is it good to, chat's asking, is it good to protect monkey armor with Suzu? I mean, that's not, it is good. It's not always the best play, but in that particular instance there, I think it was the best play. I think you could be shooting a little bit more here. I think this would be a situation where I think I wouldn't mind you kind of lining up some shots here. Obviously look for the blue glow, right? But I see no reason for you not to be shooting and healing down main right here. Not sure why you're playing this one so defensively, but I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah, that's just the lack of confidence. This is, like I said, this is the first time I was playing in a week. And I just didn't want to feed.
Yeah, I got you. Well, it's all about risk reward, right? If the Sojourn has shot, if they've got a Widowmaker, you see Zenyatta charging right click, Hanzo, and so on. I get it, but there is almost no risk here for free reward, free. Like, and also like right now you have an edge in Kitsune Rush. You need to be pushing that edge, right? Because what's going to happen is your team's going to start DPSing, and then that gap is going to close. To keep that gap, you need that little bit of ult charge. And maybe you get a pick, right? I mean, hey, look at that. I love it when bots do that for me. Alright, nice. Okay. Their comp has changed. What do you thinking Suzu was?
I need to do preemptive Suzus for hooks.
Oh,
that's actually one of the biggest things I need to get better at.
Yes. It's all about, especially with the Discord right now. If the hack Discord Sojourn shot Roadhog hook, if your Winston gets hooked, sayonara. You're not going to be saving him. It's good. The Suzu will have to be there immediately, otherwise he is entirely dead. And then at the same time, you're going to need Suzu for yourself and for your squishies significantly less. So it balances out, right? Okay. That being said, I still want poke here. I mean, obviously their comp has more threat, but like you can still be chucking, Suzus at this hog between your heels. There's no reason for it. Ooh, the hog is in. That's okay. It's okay. So let's actually slow this one down, because this is actually a brilliant microcosm of what needs to happen. So your first reaction here is that I Suzu'd too late, right? You Suzu'd too late, idiot. What's wrong with you, right? Well, actually, why did you Suzu late? And that's where we find the real problem. Watch really carefully here. All right. Oh, shoot. You see that?
Yeah.
So why did you Suzu late?
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't realize my Sojourn was there. I thought I was gonna be able to get behind the wall with a speed boost, so that
I would go as far to say that the reason you Suzu late is because you mispositioned slightly. So then you get spooked, and this isn't just ducking behind the corner. You overcompensate, right? You're like, oh crap, I missed, because you walk out through here, you're like crap, and then because you walk this far here, you don't have time to launch the Suzu. I mean, you maybe had time, but you had less time to react to Suzu the actual hook. Do you see? So if you position with a little bit better cover, right? Which is ironic because you've been playing super, super safe up until this point. And then you get a little sloppy, you almost get punished for it, you hide, and then because you're hiding so egregiously, then you miss the opportunity to Suzu the hook. Okay, kind of an interesting chain. So it's not the fact that you Suzu'd late necessarily, it's why you're Suzu. Like even there, like this is not great, to be honest.
Yeah.
This is not good, right? This is silly, this positioning. You should have died. I mean, this is just lost, you know, so you guys have no damage now, so. Wait, did you break hook? Something happened here. I think like you were like it was just a perfectly timed TP. Wait, I want to see this. Oh no, it was the grenade. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Great Suzu, just didn't land. Right? I mean, you know that target's gonna die, so.
I probably should have expected he was gonna try and back up. And aimed it.
Yeah.
For that.
It's unfortunate. This is where we're like a little bit less concerned about you just heal botting because there is no real safe pressure to put out right now, and there's no reason for it as well considering you already have ultimate, right? Okay. So I actually don't like this that much, actually. I think the intention is fine, but I think it could have been executed better. So you tell me how this could have been executed better.
I think probably Suzuing just in case the hog was there. So I don't get hooked would have been better.
Maybe, yeah. I also think just the actual details of how this is executed. Do you see how like the vast majority of this Kiriko or Kitsune ult is like out far out of the fight? So what I would actually do if we're breaking down the micro of this, which I think is actually pretty important, is let your monkey jump in, let your Sojourn ult, 3, 2, 1, go in, walk forward, Suzu the floor here, obviously, and then just throw your Kitsune rush right here. I think too much of this duration is being wasted, right? It doesn't even get to where you want it to be. It stops here when you would want it to get all the way to here. You see? Jump, throw the Suzu, pop the Kitsune rush on top of, you know, where you're actually throwing the Suzu, and then go from there. This is a disaster. I don't know if you guys won this fight, actually, because your Suzu or your Kiriko. Sojourn. One of those heroes is dead.
Yeah.
Oh, big group.
This was a bad TP.
Yes, that was a bad TP.
Yeah. For some reason, I thought he was on the other side of the wall, but even then, that was probably bad.
Okay. Bit of a mess mechanically in terms of like the chaos of the fight, but I really don't like breaking down chaotic fights, to be honest with you. I want to see what made that fight more chaotic than it had reason to be, and it was your initial Suzu, and then it was most importantly the Kitsune rush placement, which was not optimized. Okay. Probably okay. I understand. Like, it's tough to make those judgment calls. Those are like the gray area Suzus that we're not as concerned about, right? I think you could probably get away with poking a little bit here. Oop. I say that as right as she has shot. Like here, right? I would definitely be peeking at this range. Peek heal, peek heal, peek heal, peek heal. She's just used shot. You should be fine. Especially because there's like a Bastion, I guess the Zen's not there, but Bastion Kiriko, like any sort of damage on this Sojourn Bastion Kiriko is like really, really important.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm expecting a good Suzu. Thought about it? Ah, you get a trade, nice. Here it comes. I respect it. You know? Probably you need to trust your reaction speed a little bit more. but I respect it, right? This is what we want you to be doing, right? So I don't like how you're doing it, but this is what we want you to be doing. This is the skill that you need to be developing. So I'm not going to chastise you for trying to do that, you know? You just need to practice it more, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I also think like there's a real attempt at weaving well here as well, which is good. Oh, that sucks. He dies though. And for this, it's like, especially with the nice thing about the diva is there's often like no need for like proactive Suzus because of the way Matrix works and how much HP she has. So you can pretty much just save it for when you really need it. You know? Again, garbage execution, but perfect idea. You know?
Yeah.
You're a stupid twerp. I'm sorry. I guess he's just thinking the fight's like Army 1, so might as well just, you know. What is he doing? Just throwing it out there, man. Check out my turret, y'all. All right, cool. Alrighty. We've now gone from Lucio to Moira. Jumping off the map is Moira. To back to Lucio. Now to Zen. And surely this Kitsune Rush is going to be perfectly placed.
Oh, this is like the worst of them. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay, I'm just having so much fun with this mod, man. I'm having so much fun. Oh no!
I meant for it to go the other way, and I just
like across the point.
Yeah, I meant
yeah,
so.
Yeah,
I just pressed.
That
Q
would have been
late.
good. Yeah, I got you. I got you. Okay, okay. Again, like we love the intention. I hope. You know, but oh my gosh,
it was so bad.
Oh my gosh, this is horrible. Okay, alrighty. So here's what we saw that VOD. We saw better intentions for the most part, but still not super clean execution, specifically with the Suzu, but also the Kitsune Rush as well. Some bad TPs as well. I think some missed opportunities to poke. I really want to draw your attention, especially with the current meta, towards that first TP and that first Suzu. The TP that I did not think was the best play, but actually more importantly, the Suzu that was too late, right? Mm-hmm. That was something that's a skill that is unbelievably important that you can be working on with that specific tank. All right, let's keep going. Yeah, the Diva swap chat is saying, yeah, the Diva swap is perfect for sure. Winston versus that conflict is miserable. Alrighty. Rule still applies, right? We talked about this, didn't we? Look at your tank.
Yeah, so Zarya being aware if they have bubbles.
Right, exactly. You gotta track the bubbles. And you need to also track nowadays, I guess, the fact of, let's just play it right here. There's the bubble. Gonna be a little bit longer between bubbles now. So just a good little thing to track. It's not gonna adjust majorly, but Cheetah is a little slower, I believe, on getting those bubbles. Wouldn't Bat be better than Kiriko here? What do you think?
I think because they're running Orisa, BAP would be pretty good.
Yeah.
But I still think Kiriko's okay.
I think so too. You could also think about, like, with Kiriko, it's like you can take like super aggressive greedy anglers with this comp and never like really be punished. And also Kitsune Rush is just so strong. Like it's just it's still such a powerful ultimate. So alright.
But I'm gonna be honest, I do love playing BAP versus Orisa and
It
just
is
like
just
peppering
ASMR.
her.
It's like the dopamine kick over and over and over again. Okay, let's consider positioning here. So, what are you thinking here? Because this is rough, obviously, right? I know what you're about to do, and I really pray that you don't do it, but you're going to do it. I know you are. What should you be doing or thinking positioning-wise? So start here. Okay, fine. But then this fight has kind of like rotated out towards here.
Yeah, I need to rotate.
Yeah,
back.
you need to. I know you need to respect like right clicks and from really both the Zen and the Sojourn, but this is a much better LOS, and you can literally just turn your brain off. Literally turn your brain off here. I say literally, figuratively turn your brain off here, and just spam at head level down this choke, and you're just gonna get so much damage done. But this is lose LOS of your Zarya, and then you're gonna have to TP on her. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Jeez. This is gonna cost you your Suzu, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty sure it does. Oh.
But that Suzu is actually so stupid, I'm not gonna lie. I thought for sure you were gonna Suzu yourself because you were out in the open, but you didn't. You should have Suzu'd yourself, to be honest with you. Better team here kills you. But then you're like, okay, you don't get punished for whatever reason. And you end up Suzuing your Zarya, who's actually like totally fine, right? She's about to get her bubble again, but obviously more importantly, like she's in cover, right? So she's fine.
Yeah.
This is really silly. Because if they push her now, you need that Suzu. I mean, especially with the Reaper too, right? That the Reaper and and Orisa is like doubly value with the Suzu because you're gonna boop them back. This is just a mess. And what here's what ends up happening is like when you misplay like that with your TP and your Suzu, then you start getting pressured by this Reaper, and then you end up having to play safe, which then isolates your Zarya, who should be able to play aggressively with Suzu right now. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, you should have been here. You should have been able to walk here, spam, aggressively Suzu, and screw off this Reaper. You're not doing anything. I'm not scared of you because I got my Suzu. And then this guy, like, look at the Suzu value right here. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, oh, like it's just over, right? This is a disaster. I mean, it's so frustrating to me because like also if you look at her bubbles, like she just needed a few more seconds, just a little bit more pressure, and all the meanwhile you're doing no damage. So definitely need to work on. I mean, just honestly, that was like I don't know what to call that. It just felt like general play, whether it was your positioning, your TP. Like it felt like your bad positioning cost you your Suzu. Your positioning was like your TP usage was because of the positioning. Yeah, I'm not so sure. You kind of see what I'm saying though, right?
Yeah, no, I go with you.
All right. Because your comp, I think, should do relatively good versus theirs, especially on this map. I don't think their comp is better. Nice, great discipline. There's a bubble. Sorry, I might need Suzu. Keep that in mind. Oh.
Yeah, I wanted to TP there, but she was out of range, and then
yeah, I got you. But do you actually see like how I'm like? I know it's easy for me because I'm VOD reviewing this, but we knew that Zarya needed Suzu here. Why? You just saw a bubble, right? Right. You've seen two bubbles. Okay, so now she's creating a metric butt ton of space. But if you're able to get this TP in here, it's over for them. And you cleanse that Discord too, right? So it's not a huge thing, but it's a little bit of a thing. Yeah. I'm kind of curious to see what we could have done here. I think you could have played further forward. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe where our Sojourn is, like,
okay.
But
I got it. Okay, here's the big brain play here. Okay, because this is really awkward. Okay, this is where. The sad thing is this is going to be really, really hard to apply, but this is another skill. Remember when we talked about Suzu, right? You track your team's cooldowns.
Mm-hmm.
TP is the flip side, where you're not tracking your team's cooldowns, you're tracking the enemy team's positioning, really, right? So right now, you're feeling spooked, but if you were able to track the enemy team's positioning, what's on your right, how would that impact this TP here on the Zarya?
I mean, I would have been willing to do it, I guess.
Yeah, I like not even willing to do it, but you would have been willing to do it way earlier because you're like Reaper no Wraith, Zen's on my right.
Yeah, so I could have done it there.
So they're all like you could have done it even now, like walk forward and TP, and you would have been fine. There's no way you get punished for this, right? There's nobody there. They're gonna die. In fact, if you go there, that's kind of like the skill set that we can work on here. So this is I'm gonna be honest with you. Your Zarya is kind of feeding. Your Zarya is kind of doing what he was doing on Monkey earlier, where she's just running in, right? But a slightly better Kiriko here, with slightly better cooldown management, slightly better awareness of like enemies' positionings, friendlies' cooldowns, makes this TP, makes this Suzu, wins the fight. Mm-hmm. Even to the point of where like you can see their attention, so you just screw positioning, W key in, you know. Like you're just milliseconds, you know, just so close from the greatness, and it just slips right out of your hands. Okay, let's keep going. But at the same time, it should be encouraging because it's like you are so close to just carrying multiple team fights now. With just slightly better decision making, slightly better positioning. Okay, you got me on the edge of my seat. Here it comes. Reasonable, not great because it's not the range that you really want to be at, but okay. Right? Too slow.
Yeah, I definitely could save her there.
Yep. I mean, you got to know again status of cooldowns, right? I know even with the Kitsune rush here, she's gonna need this. This Kitsune rush, bubble right here, or Suzu, she survives. Easy peasy. Reset, go again. Ah, on the beat. Ah! Depression. At least we got trance out. Okay. Oh my gosh. Got deleted. Oh no. Okay, now right now, you should know something. What should you know?
Reaper is aggressing on my Czar,
So
and he
what
used bubbles.
has he?
I think so. I'm gonna be honest. I can't see because
Okay.
it's so pixelated.
Okay. I want you to jump in my Twitch stream.
Okay.
And I want you to watch this again. I mean, obviously, now that you're paying attention, you're gonna track it. But that's good. That's good. You should be paying attention. Let's start the skill set now. Okay, here we go. Watch carefully. Here we go. There's one. Right?
Mm-hmm.
If we go to the bubbles, there's
Okay,
one
so
right
she
here.
still has one.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you Suzu and bubble this, I'm going to weep. I'm sensing that might be the case, though. Let's see. Oh! I knew it. My spidey sense went off. You see it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And now you're dead. Right? Because what's about to happen?
They're gonna just aggress on us with Reaper ult.
They're gonna death boss him and it's over. Yep, there it is. And that's it. That's how you carry fights, right? I mean, that is a fight losing mistake, and it's such a little thing. It doesn't seem like, but obviously, I mean, you've been in GM for a little bit now. That's it right there. And I think that's actually such a poetic end to the VOD, because it is really truly like been the major theme for the VOD, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely CD usage.
Yeah, it's the CD usage around your team's cooldowns and your ability to react appropriately with your Suzu. I mean, we've seen some positioning issues. We've definitely seen some TP uses, and we've seen some Kitsune Rush. I think we haven't. I don't think we've won a single fight. We've used Kitsune Rush, which is not a great stat. Over three rounds, you would like to, the best ultimate in the game.
We won the last fight of the second round. It's just not because of the Kitsune
Oh yeah,
Rush.
see, true. Actually, that's technically true. So never mind. You're right. Okay. But yeah, you see what I'm saying. It's like you have a plethora. I was concerned because the first fight or so, first couple of fights, I'm like, crap. I don't know what to say. Like, our team is feeding. It seems like you're behaving accordingly, and I'm like, oh, thank goodness. Okay, you are indeed a flawed player, thank goodness, like everybody else, and so I've got something to work with here. Okay, so what's standing out to you? I mean, we talked about the cooldown usage, obviously, but like, what if you were to put like a secondary and a tertiary and a 40-ary a focus? What would you say?
Okay, yeah. So primary cooldown usage. After that, I think just confidence in general to make plays.
Yeah.
So like that includes like poking.
Sure.
And then also, like you said, with like the walking out, and maybe I get that TP on the Zarya.
Yeah. Kind of knowing when I can TP aggressively and when I cannot. I mean, you did it a couple of times, right? The Genji Blade, I think it's the first fight and second round, where like you could kind of read this out. I didn't even like the one in second, but I had to admit it wasn't a feed. It shouldn't often, given where you TP'd and when you TP'd and who you TP'd to and the status of the fact that their monkey had used jump, so you're probably safe. You know kind of what I'm saying? So like, there's room for growth there. And I also really respect the confidence being a goal to improve upon. Because like, so many people are like, oh, I'm just not confident, but like, how are you going to get confident? You got to kind of force yourself a little bit to kind of try in those plays, even if you're not always successful at it, and build the confidence through exposure. So I agree with you. If that is something that you need to work on, and maybe it is, go for it. Go do it, man. Do it. Mm-hmm. Even if you can't do it well, doesn't matter. Keep doing it. Keep practicing. Build that confidence. Especially like if we're gonna get into like an on a Zen meta where your direct mechanical contribution is going to be a lot more important, then you're going to need that confidence, right? You can't be scared of DPS in Overwatch 2. You have to beat them. So that's going to be important for you. Okay. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So here's the deal. If you do have any questions, obviously my DMs are always open. And if you do get a replay code where you're like, I'm not sure how I should have positioned here or how I should have used my cooldowns or Kitsune Rush or whatever, just shoot me a replay code with the timestamp and I'll get back to you and give you my thoughts on it. But there's a lot of good things about your play, a lot of really good things about your play. But there's also the low-hanging fruit as well. To be clear, the cooldowns thing and really the confidence thing, and also I would even say like the TP usage, right? That is a very, I mean, really an impossible skill to master. Like we're talking about having 100% sleep dart accuracy level of impossibility. So what we're looking for is improvement, but the way the game is just, we want improvement, but perfection is never going to be achievable. So let's just hit the low-hanging fruit and try and reduce the number of times so that's a factor in you losing a fight. You guys see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Okay. All right. Keep in touch. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll chat with you later. Sound good?
Yep.
All right. Cheers,
thank you
mate.
so much.
You're very welcome. See ya.
Have a good.
All right, that was a Dolly. That was a really fun Kiriko review. That might have been the most fun Kiriko review we've had yet. It's fun reviewing high level, but it's also like cool to really break down the specific microseconds where something goes wrong. I really enjoyed that review, actually. That was okay, so we might have a gameplay review, which those of you guys don't know, it's just basically we just go into the gameplay and we start going right away. No invoice, none of that foolishness, none of that social behavior and interaction and heart-to-heart talk bull crap. Just straight smash mouth. By the way, so what do I set a keybind for a free cam? I couldn't find myself before. That's a good question. I think it's not under replay. I think it's under spectate. Wait, no. I don't know. Yeah, so the replay, actually, it's also under spectate. So like spectate toggle pause, for example, that's a replay code as well. Spectate toggle third person. No. How do I go third person, actually? Try it. Wait, how do I do it? I think it's right click. Yeah, it's right click. So where's right click? Which one's right click? Spectate target under reticle. That's not it. Where is it? What on earth? Is it spectate target under reticle? Because it's right click. Maybe it's static cameras. I have no idea. I did it so long ago, I don't know what the setting was. Toggle third person? But that's what I thought too, but it's not. No? Maybe? I don't think so, chat. Yeah, because spectate toggle third person means looking at them from third person. You see this? This is third person. We don't want that. It's... That's bizarre. I don't know what it is. It's maybe spectate target under reticle. That's the only thing I can think of, but that doesn't make any sense. That's the button I'm pressing, so I would go test to see if this is it. But keep in mind that a lot of the replay settings are also under spectate, like the overlay, the toggle third person, the pause, and so on. I don't know. Couldn't tell you. That first fight. Okay, looks like we are going to get a replay code in just a second, so I guess we can have a couple of seconds to chat, I guess, while we're just chilling. Oh, I got a gifted sub to Sparker. All right. Yeah, no problem. Sorry, I couldn't quite give you. Do you guys have any quick questions before we move on? Because I wanted to what I wanted to do for this stream before we finish. Actually, here's what we'll do while we're waiting on the gameplay review. Let's do this. What I want to find out is I'm gonna make a list right here. I need y'all's help with this one. What are the settings that you guys feel like either new players, intermediate players, advanced players even need to know about for individual heroes, or just in general? Okay, let's go down the list here. I don't want to do like video and sound settings. Sensitivity. That's the obvious low-hanging fruit. Sensitivity. not too high. Crosshair, probably not too big. I think there's a lot of like same thing as sensitivity, like it's personal preference, but not too big. Focus on target, not crosshair. Crosshairs are really just used so that you can know where your bullet's going to go, so you can kind of realign yourself, but it shouldn't be something that you rely off of to hit shots. Crouch accessible. That's another one. So I think crouch is a super underutilized button for most low ranks. I like it on C because that's my thumb. So I can W8080 strafe it, either jump with spacebar. Let's actually go into the practice range. I can jump with spacebar, or I can crouch with C, and both of those use my thumb. I don't have to crouch and jump at the same time, right? I mean, maybe you have to do with some text. Let's just do this with this here. So like, I can either crouch with my thumb, or I can jump with my thumb. I've liked that better than control, because that meant I would have to like reach down with my pinky, and my hands aren't super big, so I had a harder time with the crouch. So either way, just crouch needs to be accessible. Okay? Jump, whatever. I think these are all fine. Honestly, I think all the default keybinds are fine. Melee, I have it on my mouse. But some people have... I guess it doesn't really matter. Isn't the default for Melee V? Isn't it? Is there any situation where you would want to melee and crouch at the same time? Or jump and punch at the same time? Okay, so I don't think melee is that important. Probably default, it'll probably work for most people. Okay, so let's look at this. Diva. Okay, this is where we get to the juice. Okay, actually, allied health bars default is probably all fine here. Chat. Ping accessible. Ping. Accessible as well. Like crouch, there's personal preference, that's fine. But everybody needs to be able to ping easily.
Eyes on a target.
Right? Okay.
No wonder I can't retire.
Interface. No. Communication. Oh, I need healing. I need healing. X for I need healing. Accessible. Do you guys have any other really crucial ones? I think group up with me is okay. Anything but group up with me, I think probably worth putting as well. But I need healing is a big one because it's like a specific emote. I don't think the other ones are important, to be honest with you. Hello, group up, ultimate status, maybe. Ultimate, maybe. I'll put ultimate as a maybe. I'll follow you. Isn't that just group up with me aimed at a target? Yeah, okay. Ping, definitely. The problem is that there's so many like gray area ones. I want to get the really, really low hanging fruits, which I think are I need healing, group up with me, ultimate status, maybe. Yeah, okay. I think that's probably good for just general. Diva. Toggle defense matrix has to be off. So let's turn this. Let's go to the specific ones. Diva, toggle matrix off. And hold boosters must be on. It saves you an extra key press. Unless you got like baby hands that can't press the button. Like you don't want to be having to hold the boosters need to be immediately canceled, right? Let go, it stops. Let go, it stops. Let go, it stops. Hold boosters is crucial. I'm not gonna break down the why for all of these yet, chat. We'll save that for some other stream. Maybe next week we'll do this. Doomfist. Man, I don't know a lot about Doomfist actually. Doesn't look like he has much. That's good. That keeps it nice and simple. Oh. Junker Queen. Nothing. Good. Orisa. Nothing. Good. Reinhardt. Okay. Toggle barrier obviously off. Need to be immediate. Movement relative during barrier free look. I think that's... Isn't that... You can do this, right? Right? I think you can, like, you hold on your shield, and then you hold on your mouse one button, which is your swing, and then you can move. I think that's what that is. Let's try that out really fast. That's worth having. It's not a massive one, but it's nice. It allows you to look around around walls, if I remember correctly. Wait, did it not save it? What is that one, chat? What is this one? I don't know what this one does. Oh! I think I got it. I think I got it.
I will keep you safe.
Is that it? Oh, you can like... I don't know, personal preference with that one. I don't think it matters that much. I don't know, that's like such an unbelievably niche strat. Oh, I see what you're saying. Actually, let's test that. Maybe that is a big one. This is why I have you guys around. So then, if I go here and I release shield... No? Hey! I don't know honestly. So I'm unsure on that one. I don't mind being unsure. No, don't worry about it, chat. I mean, we're figuring this out together. So I'm gonna change it back to what it was default though. Roadhog, nothing. Sigma, toggle barrier. Reload recalls barrier. Ooh, that's awful. These settings are horrible. Why are some of these things are like? Why is that even a thing? Off. Hey, Regulus. Winston. Whoops. Primary cancel secondary fire. Wait, I need to go. I'm like, what am I doing?
A better world is possible today.
Okay. Oh, I don't like that. I do not like that. I do not like that. I actually like that off, I think. Let me test really fast. I find it much easier to mess it up. So like if you make a slight mistake with your timing, you entirely lose all the charge that you have. You see what I'm saying? So like if I turn this off, I sometimes will mess up and fat finger or mistime my release, and then I lose all of the secondary fire ammo that I charged up. I think I like that off. I think I like that off. Toggle grappling claw. Oh, gross. Get that sucker. Ah! Ugh, toggle anything. This feels horrible. Zarya, projected barrier sensitivity. I mean, I know what that is, so let's test that.
Hey,
We will crush them.
I'm not sure, actually, chat. I'm not sure if it's off by default.
To cover.
I think for this video, yo, I'm gonna focus on like the really, really low-hanging fruit, though.
Bring me energy.
You see, that's a lot more forgiving. It's a lot more forgiving. Yeah, I don't think it should be. It certainly shouldn't be low. Okay, relative aims. So we need to look up aim sensitivity scope for Ashe and Winston, or Widow and Ana. So I have them on what is supposedly the best setting, but I don't really fully understand why those settings are the case they are. So I need to research that a little bit. Toggle zoom, obviously off. Toggle zoom off. Recoil recovery aim compensation. I need to research that one as well. Aim recovery aim compensation. Because I kind of know what it is, but I don't fully understand it. So I need to research that. Okay, Bastion, no. Cassidy, recoil. I just need to research recoil recovery aim and compensation. Duplicate requires target confirmation. I actually don't like that. Echo confirmation. Duplicate sensitivity. Probably, again, like Zarya, you don't want it to be too sensitive. Hold for flight. I actually think hold for flight is good. So you can cancel it whenever you want and immediately.
I am always ready to learn. Going up.
You see that? I kind of like having the ability to just drop and hold, drop and hold, drop and flight. I don't know if I like hold for flight. Or I do like hold for flight, rather, I think. Oh, about hold for flight while your crouch is control, isn't it difficult? Well, yeah, that's why you don't have... But like,
That's how it's
actually, that's a good point. Does crouch make you fly down and drop faster? So, bonk. Does it go down faster, or is it just you drop like a rock anyway? Wait, ready? Drop. I don't know. Does crouch even drop you? I don't know if it does. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. So why? I don't think you need to crouch.
Scaling up.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Let me try. Yeah, you can.
Gaining altitude.
See, I never do that though, but I can see that where you would want to go down and then up again. So like, watch this. Up, down, up again. You see that? I'll put that crouch, drop, niche, can't. That's a good point. It's a very, 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 very tiny thing, but it is worth noting. Good catch. Genji, automatically climb walls. Ugh. Some of these settings, why do they exist, man? It works this way in Valk too? Yeah, true. Hanzo. I mean, okay. Junkrat. Riptire automatically climbs. Jeez, like who on earth? May? No. Pharah? No. Reaper? No. Sojourn? No. Soldier? Hold to sprint. I like hold to sprint personally. That allows you to stop immediately. Soldier. Yeah, we'll have to test the recoil compensation one. I'm going to watch a few videos and that, see if I can get a better understanding of it. Hack sensitivity for Sombra. Probably worth keeping that one close to a higher number, but maybe 100 isn't optimal for Sombra. Because you don't need it to be that curious. Oh yeah, Sojourn. Sojourn, good catch. Sojourn, M1 versus M2. So I believe most pros use M2. Most pros that I've talked with use M2, but I do know that some people use M1, so I'll bring it up as an option, but keep in mind that it's not really necessary to play her well. Symmetra, no. Torbjorn, no. Tracer. So Tracer, need to research Tracer blinks. Again, I'm pretty sure that most people actually use right click, but shift is theoretically better because it's an aiming hand, but I actually think most pros use right click. Blink. That's a good question. Are there any other cooldowns that we need to consider here with like re-key binding cooldowns? I don't think so. I think it's just the blink. Zen Discord? We'll get to that one, yeah. Widowmaker, oh gosh. Toggle zoom, obviously no. Scope and recoil. Let's actually try, let's just try what the recoil is. Let's just turn it off. And then obviously grapple sensitivity needs to be way lower. It's ridiculous at 100. It's really stupid. The number of like actual like semi-pros I see that just have forgotten to change that setting and they look like a jackass. It's actually super funny. It's like, bro, do you realize you just grappled the wrong thing because you just haven't been bothered to change that? All right, so this is goes right back. I assume it doesn't go back when that's off, which means that it should be on. What? Then what is this setting? What is the setting? Okay, it's right on the yellow line. Yellow line. Yellow line. Yellow line. The difference is if you drag your mouse down during the reset? Oh. Oh, that's super disorienting. So if you move your mouse, it removes the compensation. Oh, look, we solved it. We solved it. Watch. When you have it on, if I do not move my mouse, it recoils and goes right back to the same spot. It moves down. Do you see that? Up, down, up, down. If I move my mouse though, it doesn't have that sway. You see that? It stays steady. So the best way of looking at it is what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up, down, and then I'm gonna shoot and then move my crosshair to the 10 meters. Ready? You see? It doesn't wobble. You see that? It doesn't. In fact, the recoil doesn't happen at all, almost. Whereas if I turn it on, well, here, you said easier with Cassidy. Okay. So like, here we go. Up, down, up, down. But if it's on, you see there's no wiggle? There's only wiggle if I go up. But if I go down, it doesn't wobble. It doesn't wobble near as much. You see that? You see that? There's no wobble. You see that? No wobble. I mean, it has to be... I assume you want to keep it on, right? I mean, you probably could get used to it, but... No idea what you're talking about? Alright, I'm gonna show you. If I keep my crosshair perfectly still, let's just say find a perfect mark to do it at. It goes up and down, up and down. You see it? There's the crosshair. It goes up and down. But I can stop it from going up and down by shooting and then aiming down. You see the crosshair doesn't... I actually think it's more obvious with Widowmaker, actually. I think the wobble is more aggressive with Widowmaker. So for example, look at the wobble. Bang! Bang! Boom! Boom! But if I shoot and move my crosshair down, there's no wobble. Shoot down. You see that wobble? The wobble disappears. You see the kickback? It still goes up, but it doesn't have this additional sway. You see that? Very, very tight.
My tyranny continues.
Down.
Perfect.
So then the setting allows it to be like that. If I turn it off, you see that movement? You see that wobble?
Hello, my little
You see that? Even though I stopped moving my mouse, it's still a
little
little...
girls have no place on the battlefield.
How far down you need to pull? I think a pixel.
A train
You see
of
that?
blood.
See that wobble? Still wobbles. It still drops. But if I turn it back on, if I move my mouse down even a pixel, the wobble disappears. See? No pixel. No wobble. No wobble. I see no reason to have it off.
How thrilling.
It's also a thing in Anna too. Let's try it. I didn't even know this.
I will not.
Yeah, you see the kickback, y'all? Look at that kickback. Bang! But watch. No wobble. But if I go up, that wobble's still there. Watch me when I go up with Anna. Just a little bit. Just a teeny bit. It's so fast with Anna that you can barely even see it. Let's try it with BAP as well.
Another day.
See that? Up, down, up, down. If I just keep shooting and turning my crosshair down, you barely even see the wobble at all. But then if I go up, it's still there. There's still a little bit of crosshair movement. You see that? You want to pull down the verse, yeah.
Barely broken step.
To fight it. Weird, man. Weird, 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 weird. Okay, good to know. Good to know. So you want it on. The control, you want it to control that. You don't want that wobble when you're pulling down. Anna. What did I just do? Oh, no! No, 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 no. I accidentally turned inverted look. I'm getting so motion sick. Oh my gosh, that is like actually so disorienting. Wait, what? What did I do? Okay, I clicked on off. Okay, that was so disorienting. Okay, change hero, Anna. Wow, there's a lot of settings. Toggle zoom, obviously off. Sense, aim sense, compensation on, comp on. Nano boost confirmation, that one is a hotly contested one. I'll give my 2 cents on that one. And then sensitivity. I don't like nano boost confirm. Most pro honest don't use it. It's too slow. It's too slow.
I see you.
Sweet dreams.
Most want it off. I don't like it. But I can see the reasoning why people do like it, so I'm not gonna tell. Have I tried toggle zoom off? That's what I have. I don't have toggle zoom on. Toggle zoom is horrible. It ruins quick scoping. Crosshair. We talked about. We put. Well, here's the thing. We're not really talking about settings just yet. I'm getting a list of settings to research. We are talking about them, but we're not like going in depth, like, because I want to research these a little bit better, and then come to you guys some stream in the future, maybe next week, and just go bam, 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 bam. This is what you want to do. This is the thoughts on it, and then I'll edit that for a video. That's the goal. But I really needed to get the list down, and I also honestly, guys, I needed your help. Like the recoil aim compensation, a lot of the things that like I needed y'all's help pointing out, because it's like a group effort here. Not being corny about it, it really truly is. BAP. Automatic reload. I'm going to research that one. I don't know how I feel about that one. I have it on. Steal Stux's ideas? What do you mean? Oh, the Stux setting video? No, I can't do... I'm not going to be able to do... Wait, what Stux setting video are you talking about? You're talking about like the frames per second video? I can't do that. I'm not smart enough to do. I don't know all those settings. I'm talking about like the in-game settings. Does he do that? Oh, he did this. I didn't even see this video. Yeah, look, chat. I mean, this is a good video, I assume, because all of his settings videos before were good. Yeah, but see, he does it, but I would go a lot more in depth in this. So he goes over briefly over like crouch and stuff. Well, great, now I feel bad. I don't want to copy his video idea. Maybe we'll just do a hero-specific setting video, and I'll reference his video or something. But like, he goes over scope sensitivities, and then sensitivities here. But he doesn't talk at all about like the recoil confirmation, the nanoboost confirmation, the Zarya sensitivity, the hold for boosters, hold for sprint, hold for flight for echo, Sojourn M1 M2 swap, tracer blink usage. I mean, there's a lot here that he doesn't talk about at all. On top. Yeah, so I think maybe we could do more hero-specific ones then. Maybe I won't touch the crosshair stuff. I'll watch that video later. I'm actually going to bookmark that later. So I'll watch that one later, and I'll avoid being redundant with a lot of the stuff that he talks about, because I don't want to steal his thunder. Okay, let's keep going. We're almost done. Brig. Repair pack sensitivity, toggle barrier. I mean, toggle. I mean, a lot of these are very similar. It's toggle and sense, but they need to be off. Like, I'm sure there's got to be leagues of bronze players out there that probably have toggle crap on that needs to be turned off. Kiriko. Obviously, the low-hanging fruit there is the M1, M2, which I do like the M1, M2 swap because it mirrors how BAP handles. The sense, toggle, yeah. Good catch, y'all. For Brig, some players rebind melee to be able to quickly alternate shield and auto attack without unintentionally shield bash. Let me actually put that one down. I need to research that one more. Shield bash. So what do you mean shield? What do you mean re-keybind? I know what you mean, but like, pulse on shift. Explain what you mean by me.
Breaking me down just builds me up.
I'll look at pulse shift as well. Melee does just M1 but not bash. Like when
Double. I'll cover you. Here, for you.
I mean, I'm not. So Briggs bind M1 to melee. Oh. Then how do you shield bash? How do you shield bash? There's no primary. How do you? So then you like do you shield bash with something else? Maybe you shield bash with your melee button then. Right. So then melee. Got it. Oh, it's gonna be hard to break. Okay, got it. Got it. Okay. Kiriko we did. Lucio, I mean backwards wall, right? Everybody talks about that one. Lucio, backwards wall. Oh yeah, see another one with Lucio is the hold to crossfade. I hear this one is like harder and then hold to crossfade. People used to say that one you want to do because, oh, if you get stunned, you drop into heal stance. But I don't think people like that. I think it like slows on your wall riding or something, or you're bouncing. You have like less control. Don't forget Tracer. Yeah, I put Tracer, shift, pulse, and then figuring out blink with her, if that's what you mean. Wall jump on release. I need to research that one as well. Yeah. Okay. Mercy. Oh, bless my heart. Toggle beam connection. Well, that one's obviously off. Guardian Angel. GA. Prefer facing target. I'm pretty sure this one is just solved, right? Where this is like the best of both worlds. Where if you're not looking at a target, you can GA to it. Whereas if I say prefer beam target, all right, here we go. Wait, I gotta break this habit. Bash.
Don't worry.
So if I'm looking at a target, this is beam target only. I can't GA to this target, guys. It sucks. Now this is helpful if I'm like, oh, I'm over here and I'm like, woo, you know. But that's a problem. So then I'm like, okay, well then that doesn't work. So I'm gonna go facing target only. But then what if I want to like fly to my pharmacy without looking at her? I can't, right? There's no way to Guardian Angel unless I'm looking at the target. So then what they did is this is a massive change, is they prefer facing target to where I can still Guardian Angel to something I'm not looking at, see? But if I want to go somewhere else, I can aim my crosshair and change. And not only that, as I'm flying away, check this out, this is so OP. As I'm flying away, I'm still beating the initial target. And then I only swap if I release the button. This is something that I've been working on with Mercies for years, right? Is like trying to find, because before it was usually facing target only was the better option, but it was rough if you were playing with like a pharmacy or an echo, but now you don't even need to. Sense, toggle Guardian Angel off, so you can drop instantly, and then beam sense as well. Okay, good to know. It can be buggy. All right. Moira, no. Zenyatta. All right, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Well, first off, I guess we just keep going. Zen, since obviously, I do not see the need to have scroll wheel on Discord. I'm not gonna lie. I know the min-maxing about it, but I don't like having to take my button unless you guys hold your mouse as like freaks, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh yes. Oh, like you're gonna have to move your fingers around a little bit, and I'm just like, dude, just aim, you know? It takes me 2 seconds to press E, like instantly, and I don't even have to, it doesn't compromise my movement at all either. I don't like the scroll wheel, to be honest with you. I've never liked the scroll wheel, but I will put it just in case, so I could do my extra little bit of research, in case there's something I'm missing about it. Yeah, I'm gonna mention it. Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of these settings things are like so detail oriented, they just get kind of silly. What do you think about melee and middle mouse? I use melee on side mouse, so like with my thumb. So it's like clunkies, ready? And I usually make that noise as well. How do you research, Philo? What do you do? Research what? Oh, oh, I'm literally YouTube videos. When it comes to some of these settings, I'm just gonna look at some YouTube videos. For example, like the Mercy ones I was already familiar with, but like I didn't really understand recoil aim compensation, so I was gonna research that. Stuff like the Lucio wall jump on release, I don't know what that fully means, so I'll look into that and see if that's worth looking into. Learning a character for the first time? I generally try and play the character as much as I can, and then I get a general read, and I have such like a I feel like I have a really good grasp of the game, like fundamentally from a macro perspective. So it's pretty easy for me to like see a hero's kit and then know where they fall in place. Like I think now that you guys have actually seen Kiriko in ranked play, for a little while, and like in pro play as well, I think you can go back and look at my Kiriko guide and be like, hey, that's aged actually pretty well. Even though it was literally on like 1 day of beta of play with no prior access to it at all. I think I pretty much nailed down. I said she was going to be the best dive support, that she was going to utilize her mobility to hold aggressive angles and or pocket aggressive angles. That's pretty much what you see. What I didn't get 100% right with Kiriko guide was how much you could just heal bot and farm a really powerful ultimate. I don't think heal botting is ever good for the hero, but I underestimated like the cheese strategy of just like playing to farm your ult really fast and then just winning off of that. That's not how you play neutrals with her outside of that cheese. But that's such, I don't feel bad about getting that one wrong, because it's such a niche thing and will probably be nerfed relatively soon. Like I think you'll probably see a relatively reduction in the rate of which she farms her ultimate. And so it's just a current patch thing that's going to be removed anyway. But I did get it right. I will give myself credit. I did get her playstyle and the comps that she'd be played in correctly. I even predicted the owl meta down to everything but the tank. I wasn't sure if it was going to be D.Va or Winston. And so I wasn't sure what the DPS were going to be. I knew it would be Lucio, Kiriko, and Sojourn. I didn't know if it's Winston, you know, obviously Reaper, but D.Va, D.Va's trickier, right? You could have seen more Tracer. I didn't know if Sombra was still going to be good, and so on. Oh, I watched, bro. I got coached. Like I got coached by IO Stux. and I watched as many VODs as I possibly could. And then one of the big things is I was one of the original like overlearners, right? Where I watched a lot of VODs, but I didn't play the game enough. I didn't play ranked enough. So that was one of the feedbacks that I got from my coaches, was that you need to stop watching VODs, start playing the game. And so that's something I'm very sensitive to and very aware of. And so I just play the game a lot. I don't think you need to be good at macro to get the GM. I think it helps, but I don't think you need to. There's a lot of really stupid players. Also, would you recommend VOD reviews or watching pros play? I almost never watch streams. That's not how I watch VOD reviews, but I almost never, ever watch streamers. I watch very little streamers. I would occasionally watch like I was a big Clone Man fan back in the day. Big Seagull fan. Like those are the guys that were famous back when I was playing. I watched even a little. I used to watch XQC back when he was a much smaller streamer, like 3,000 or 4,000, 5,000 viewers. Back when he was playing Winston, right? But I honestly didn't learn a whole lot from them. It was just fun to watch them. I watched Shatter GK, you know. It was just fun to watch them, but I learned more by just playing the game, to be honest with you guys.
Look at the draw.
I mean, Gale Adelaide is not a very good Ana player, to be honest with you. I mean, he's good mechanically. He has some fundamentals, but he's more a DPS player. I mean, he's washed at Ana. If you wanted to watch like actually proper good Ana play, like the thing you have to understand is that a lot of these like streamers are oftentimes going to do things that you're like, they shouldn't be doing that. That's because they play the game 24/7 and have like S tier mechanics, so that they're going to do, as long as they're not actively feeding, they're going to be fine because their mechanics are unbelievable. But if you really want to see how a hero is supposed to be played, you need to like actually watch Overwatch League players, and then even then, when they're in ranked, a lot of times they're not necessarily playing it as seriously as they could. But if you watch, like for example, Pelican play Genji, you're gonna notice how he positions as Genji. You're gonna notice how aggressively he plays for dives and how he uses his deflect. He will make mistakes, but he'll play closer to how you quote unquote should play. And also keep in mind, when I'm coaching you, I might give you some playstyle advice about like this is how you should be playing, but nobody's perfect at that. Nobody. Not a single person is perfect with their positioning. So what I'm telling you is telling you how you should optimally play, but even pros aren't perfect with how they do things. Also, hot take, this hero is secretly really annoying, but nobody's talking about it because he's just not very strong. This ability is brain dead. Like, I'm sorry, the number of times that I've died playing any DPS hero behind a wall, it just goes through, not even around, it goes through the flipping wall, and then you're like, oh, I got body shot, guess I'm dead because this thing is hit. Like, look, what is this ability? I feel like, I mean, they remove CC, but they have to do something almost equally as annoying. Really hate him. Did I see the Tracer bug? I don't think the Tracer bug is actually legit. I'm pretty sure that's what it was like before, but Dante's a little dense. I'm messing, but yeah, that's not a bug.
Easy pickings.
It's not. I'm 99.9% sure it's not a bug. I'm pretty sure this is just how Tracer always has been. It's like the controller sensitivity thing. People are like, oh, whoa, what is this hero? I mean, 0 to 20, no follow-up. I mean, was that supposed to be a thing?
Easy peasy.
Really? Oh, I wasn't aware of that it was supposed to fall off between 0 and 20. I just assumed it was always like this. So, I don't know. Okay, are there any other settings, y'all, that I'm forgetting here? Any like re-keybinds or anything else here? I don't think so. I think that's mostly it. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. We have a. Supposed to do a gameplay review, but this person has still not sent me their their replay, so I'm not sure what we're doing, honestly. Oh, I remember the you could technically regenerate your resource faster with Moira. I don't think this one's super relevant anymore, so I might not bring it up. But if I could just go here. Good news, everybody. You figured out how to press W. Congrats. But I think this is still a thing. Yeah, I think you charge it back faster still. Let's check. I need an actual target here. Let's change this hero bot to Roadhog.
Need a moment.
So in 2, he hits it. And then if I tap it, let's see if this still works. It was only a... Yeah, it still works. It's like a full 20% faster to tap right click. To recharge it faster, so it recharges your resource faster. You see that? You guys see that? So if I'm trying to regenerate my healing resource faster, it's technically faster to tap the right click than it is to hold it down. It's by like 15-20%. So it's because the way it regenerates, you guys can't see it in the UI, but see it goes in bursts. You see that? So there's like a minimum recharge every time you tap right click, even if it's for literally a frame. There's a minimum amount of healing resource it regenerates that doesn't scale to the amount of damage that you do perfectly well. So that means that you can just tap, tap, tappity tap. You see this? And just jump, 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 jump. And I just tested it right there. It saved me about a second and a half, just rapidly tapping. Now the reason why it isn't as useful is because it's hard to do this in a real scenario where you can tap accurately rather than just track. So I'm not gonna even make a big deal of it, but it's kind of fun to know though. Do you have any advice for expanding one's hero pool? Just find what more, like, the thing is, people have to understand is just like, it really just comes down to like, what do you actually have fun playing? You know what I'm saying? Like, expanding hero pool, I mean, you have to be really careful about how far you expand it, but like, you need to find something that you actually enjoy, because if you're gonna actually play the game for fun, or you're gonna play the game to improve, it doesn't matter which one of those things that you're doing, you need to have fun for either of those things to be a success. So if you're mindlessly grinding Moira because she's a powerful hero, and that's the only reason you're playing Moira, you're gonna have a really bad time. I mean, I cannot tell you, I was here when Goats meta with, you know, when every freaking DPS player retired because everyone got tired of playing Brig. You know what I'm saying? Who are those players? Are those players wrong for not having fun playing Brig? No, like, I get it, you know? So if you're playing even to improve, if you hate the hero, it's going to be really, really rough. So I don't care if you're a hit scan player. If you want to pick up Junkrat, I mean, it's not great, but it would be better for you to pick up Junkrat and actually like have fun playing the game than it would be to force yourself to play Sojourn if you like really hated Sojourn. You know what I'm saying? You just have to be really careful.